shouldn't be all too long indeed. We could probably yap just a little bit longer if they're just readying up. I mean, to be honest with you, I have a little bit to say that I can get on my soapbox about. Actually, we're going to be getting into the game. I don't even have to do it. Maybe I'll be able to do it during the live game, but that's going to be us with Dugade now saying goodbye, and me and Trav jumping right into the match.
Hell yeah, and yeah, I think I'm glad that delay wasn't too long because our good man Dugade is not exactly feeling too great right now. I know you're not either, Tony, so don't worry.
Fight through. We fight through.
Don't worry, we fight through it for the content, and I'm here for you. So all is good in the hood. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we're about to get underway. It is Bounty Hunters versus Bestia, semi-final, second semi-final, and a chance to play Pain in the grand final for the first CCT in South America of Season 2.
Already see now, they're trying to pop into this B site with little delay. Showtime, he's already up and in, and as he does find his first, Luchov over the top side of the smoke thinks that he might have the drop on him as he tries to sneak deeper in, but he's not going to. Instead, he catches a bullet to the teeth right between Bullseye, and it's going to be no kills found from the side of Bestia. This is a rare pistol sighting, I will say, for a B side explosion.
Yeah, there's no way back into this one. Noxy, the veteran AWPer of the team, only has dualies to try and fight off against it, and he will get taken down with just the 1-for-1. Great start for Bounty Hunters. They're going to clean that one up and take the lead on T side. I'd expect a full eco from Bestia to try and maybe get the M4s in the third, but I don't think that's what they're going to choose. So it's very risky going for that force buy, knowing of course that if you lose it, you're giving up a 3-0, having to full eco in the next, but they're going to give it a go. 5.7s, Deagles. Actually surprised not a single MP9. They're going to leave a little bit more cash on Noxy, just a tiny bit, right? So that future AWP is a bit more possible.
Five sevens are so strong, man, in this meta. I love to see them more, as I think that they kind of went underutilized for quite some time, and it's interesting to see when players finally realize the power they have behind them. Is only now they get that first kill. Everything else is kind of swept away. But that is kind of the name of the game, though, isn't it? It was the same with the UMP and the Krieg. It took like a price change for people to actually realize how good the guns actually were.
Yeah, very good point. 2017, kind of the UMP era, wasn't it? And then the Krieg.
2018, 19.
Yeah, 19. The Krieg AUG era. The fire rates of those guns were absolutely nutty.
Ugh.
Yeah, terrifying, truly. That's a great headshot as well from Reeks. It'll take down Noxy. I'm kind of butchering that name, apologies. Reeks? You say Reeks? Reeks?
Reeks?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've casted him once already, and I felt like I was giving it a different pronunciation every single time, so...
Let's lock it down now. What do you want to go with? You choose.
Reeks.
We're going with Reeks.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher it every single time, so apologies for that, but all good.
It's better we butcher it one way and not like 3 different ways.
Exactly. Very good point. Very good point. But yeah, I mean, talking about the 5.7, right? I've seen a couple of players having the preferred option of the CZ. I actually saw a 9 Pandas game earlier today.
Really?
And Klax was insistent on using the CZ, and I was like, I mean, borderline trolling using the CZ, right? Because he was hitting instant dinks, but he wasn't getting the kills close range, and if that's a 5.7, he gets a kill. So yeah, it is a weird choice, but yeah, don't worry, I'm on board with that 5.7 choice. I'll always use it.
Yeah. I respect it. I think it's great. I think it's good that people are using it. I think it's the right thing to do. I use the P250 in a flashbang even still. Personal preference. I feel like I can use it to better effect. Maybe I should probably start practicing my 5.7.
Honestly, personal preference, that goes a long way, though. I mean, maybe you'll be plenty of kills you'll get with the P250 that you won't get with the 5.7. The recoil with the 5.7 when you spam it, of course, is actually quite hard to judge. You actually have to pull down with a non-spray weapon, which does feel quite weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, the all-important round has come in here now for Bestia. They've bought up. They've got that AWP on Noxy. But Bounty Hunters are still with that 3-0 lead. That is an absolute dunk onto Showtime. He's 6-0 to start this game, but now he's only 43 health.
Mayern with that 5v5 looks to take some sort of A main space, smoke between both sides of it. Molotov in the middle. It's a Mayern sandwich. He doesn't really want to do much with that any longer now that he's been hurt. Sound cue's given over. Instead, he peels back, and they look to take space elsewhere. It's towards the bottom side of the canals. They spot a player tucked, sent into the corner, and he's not allowed to peek. He needs a little bit of help, and once they get back in and over, already all the damage has been done, and they can bow out and away. Showtime's in the red, so is Mayern, but I still think this one favors Bounty Hunters with all this footwork they've done in mid.
Yeah, you see BNC staring at the minimap there, just making sure that there's something on the... Oh yeah, about to say, checking, make sure there's nothing over the smoke that he's missing. Checking the positioning of his teammates as well, and he'll get that kill, but Luchov has stepped up really nicely. It's 2 for him, and Thomason will deal with BNC nicely. Can't get any more than that. We got before. Kaiser does a good work there to take down Naz, but now he is the last one alive, and stuck outside B main. He's about to get flanked by Luchov. First headshot, second headshot. And it's a nice quad kill from Luchov to get Bestia their first round on the board.
Oh, man. That was a nice shot from Noxie at the very end, at the very least. But that round, that didn't really do them the economic damage they needed to get themselves the guns in time. But once they do, they put them to good use. Nice to see that the CT side don't fall flat too soon. Mayor yet to frag, Naz the same. One player is in Mayor, not the one you want to see really falling too behind too soon, but it's going to be a little bit of a loss issue for one of these players. I'm not sure
BNC,
quite
I believe.
which of them it is. BNC, there you go.
Yeah,
Hate playing with loss, man. Like, I'll play with a little bit of high FPS, or excuse me, low FPS. I'll play with high ping, but like loss, dude, it's not workable.
I have some North American friends that I've played with before on the NA servers, and yeah, playing on high ping, it's workable for sure, but lost when you're, you know, standing in one place shooting at something, then suddenly you're teleported back again. That's not what you want. Back underway though.
A Galil for Pyria. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world they have to sacrifice having just lost a round, I will say. They're not going to be too upset about it. They have basically everything that they need in order to make this one happen, but I think the CTs might be... I think they're reading their situation properly. I think they have less money than they actually do. Kaiser, he's going to be holding for that peek from the bottom side of the E-box, and they take it dry. And not only from there, but from the top side of the window as well. They're lucky to get away with only one lost.
Yeah, good opening for Bounty Hunters on the favoured T side. Showtime has that positioning with his friends toward E-box. Kaiser just waiting for A aggression, thinking that maybe Bestia are forced to go looking for something with a man down. Usually that is the option. It's very hard to do on Anubis, and as you can see, that is what they're going to plan now. Noxie has a flash. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to use that for Luchov and Thomason. They do decide against pushing into that, surprisingly. I thought they actually might have used Noxie's flash there to give it a look, but instead they just leave him here, hoping that he can deliver.
I'm curious to know just how many sound cues you can get from E-box and whether or not Pyria had heard them running back. I don't think that he did, but as they do peek back towards A main, it's going to be this B split once again where Bounty Hunters look to finish, and they've read the situation to perfection once more. It's going to be Noxie's AWP who needs to A, remain unblinded, and B, find a pick or two, because they've already found themselves one down. He needs to do something about it, and when he does get vision enough to take a shot and misses it and now has to bow out in a way, it might be a save even. If they can't get anything in the next 10 seconds or so, and they're losing bodies at canals, it might be done.
Yeah, first kill of the game for Pyria. I can assure you that won't be the last. He has been incredible for this team lately. He'll go down through the smoke as Thomason managed to spam him out, but that was Pyria just trying to play a bit cheeky with it. He knew that the round was done either way. He knew that 4-1 was confirmed, and Luchov, Noxie, and Thomason will have no choice but to save their weaponry. He had 3 kits, of course, but it's the fact that Noxie misses that first shot. Here's one opportunity to maybe get a recovering evening kill. Doesn't take it. And then the time is just not going to work for them at any point with no utility on the retake. So, comfortable for Bounty Hunters early doors on a map they don't love that much, it has to be said.
Bounty Hunters is a cool team. I only kind of just realized that their existence was... Oh, that was actually a nicer shot than I thought it was initially. It's a newer team that I didn't really realize it even come together at some point in time. Like, I think Pyria landing on any roster is a net plus below the level of, say, an Imperial or a Pain. Even then, I think those two rosters he's not too far off from.
Yeah.
So, having him here, I think it really just bolsters their ability to make these kinds of results and say, okay, even if we don't have our heaviest hitters in Brazil, we can still be making, I mean, a CCT final. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, especially the first one as well in South America. Sometimes if they could have maybe a couple running concurrently and they wouldn't maybe either get one invited to one or two even want to play it. Concentrate on one at a time if they've got other tournaments going on as well. Yeah, exactly, because there's so many tournaments going on, right, in South America and North America right now, sort of overlapping each other. Showtime though, good entry. Noxy will go down, and again, Bounty Hunters find an opening. And it deserves to be said that, you know, I mentioned that Bounty Hunters aren't good on this map. Well, they aren't good on this map overall. They've been losing against the, I guess you could say, their level of opposition, but they beat MIBR on it in overtime. So, what can I really say? Who knows what Bounty Hunters will show up today? They've got control of B. Bomb Plump will go down, 50 seconds. Does Bestia go for this one? Not sure.
Double smoke towards E-Box, though. That's a lot of their post-plant utility having been wasted. They've got a molly they can still dump out in one direction or another, and that's going to spread more than the incendiary would, and that's more than the CTs can say, as they don't even have one of their own. It's a Molotov that has been found by Mayer, nonetheless, though, to split up. Center side of the site flashes out. They are going to be going for it. Time is ticking with kits on all four, though. They've got 20 seconds left to do it. Mayer's gotten the first. Forces one out into the open for a fight. One that'll be good for, as it's 3 on the low HP of Mayer, and he finishes. And once he sniffs out Luchov on the back lines, it's not much longer for that round, as he gets himself onto the board with a quick hat trick and a quick doubling of the kills to find round 5. And this is a great feel and a great look for Bounty Hunters on the T-side start.
Absolutely, looking very good with their individuals, right? And that's the main factor. Bestia looking a little bit quiet at the moment. I've got to say, I was very impressed that Bestia managed to beat Red Cannons last night. I think that was a great win. I would have favoured Red Cannons, of course. They've recently qualified for Pro League, obviously.
Sure.
But Bestia found a way to best them. And, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that result. But it does open up this side of the bracket very much, of course, to having a, I guess, an unexpected finalist with MIBR going out so soon. Pain Gaming waiting.
South American Counter-Strike is in an interesting place at this point, where I can see, like, any player, any core playing with any other player or core in the next, like, year or two, in a weird way. Like, so many, I don't even want to call them upsets, but they are upsets, right? Like, mentioning that Red Cannons win, like, there are just so many new and interesting teams being made year after year, it seems, and I'm really here for it, because I feel like each time that those shifts happen, we see at least one or two teams reach towards that next level that little bit more and more and more, right? It was over that time period we had seen 9Z finally stabilize themselves. I want to see more teams do that.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like at this moment South America is an incredibly strong region. Of course, we saw what 9Z did at Dallas, for example. Just shows that you can be from any country in South America and you can find success if you're talented enough. Look at this little boost they've got mine on. Luchov is dancing on the pillar right now, but he's doing a great job. Oh, he's out of bullets, though. Actually, it's Luchov not even to get that kill. It's Mayan to take both of them with all the damage he's done. Good recovery from Bestia. A stack onto the site. Bounty Hunters were not ready for. And Kaiser, well, he can switch to the AK to give this one a go, because more maneuverability than the AWP. First kill comes through, and he knows the positioning of the one more. 12 seconds is the biggest problem, though. How does he isolate both these two fights with now 8, 7, and 6, counting it down ever more? And look at Bestia wasting the clock. They're trying their best to stay alive, and you know what? They actually do it really, really well. He could go down after time. He absolutely does. Well done, Bestia. That was actually really good pathing.
Yeah, he almost forced them in on top of one another, and that would have been mismaneuvering. As you mentioned, they do it perfectly, though, is if he stepped 1 foot backwards onto Mayerns, if they had tripped over one another, there was a real world where that pillar was not a safe haven for the either of them, and he just sprays them down in a lineup. But, oof. All good. That's the way that they want to pull away these rounds, and that's fine, but I'm not convinced with a couple of gimmick plays that pull off with a little bit of a sneaky rug pulled from underneath. I need to see a gun round. I need to see something a little bit more convincing. Something stronger than just being able to maneuver with a pistol in the back of the bomb site to run out the time. Bounty Hunters now have a MAC-10 for showtime, so I can only assume they're going to have cooked up a little bit of a plan here in order to utilize that, as well as the AKs bolstered behind him. One would hope.
One would hope. Bestia trying to get a handle hold in the game on CT Anubis. Never an easy thing. pre-molly, just off any aggression perhaps with a flash. Very common for that to be the main source of map control for the CT side. Going outside B with flash over to between the gaps in the brickwork. Goal. Kaiser will get himself one, but mine is still here, and there is still some presence from the CT side, but the trade's just going in Bounty Hunter's favour once again. It's going to be down to Naz on 14 HP and mine on 74. These smokes are just lasting what feels like an age for them. Can't find anything through. And even though Kaiser is down to 48 and Breaks is down to 58, okay, there's one back. BNC has a chance to deliver. How has Mayan find that one? That's a ridiculously unlikely kill. And somehow it's Kaiser in a 1v2. But the HP is so low. It's the freest of free kills for Kaiser. And that's going to deny the round. No time for the defuse. No time for Mayan to even get close to it. Might even both go down to the bottom. And they just about get away in time, both of them. So, all good for Bounty Hunters. Another really good round to win.
I think BNC got caught quick switching there at the end. That's not how you want to die. Can't be certain, but Mayern makes good on a couple of picks that he had found. He's had a dodge. Yeah, I think he just quick switched back to his rifle and turns back in time, but not in time enough for the kill. Mayern from 0 to 6 in the last round they've won. He's had a little bit of impact. He's not been a shining light in the ones that they've won overall. That one would have been massive, but he tries his best to pull it over the line. Money not affording itself over to them with that one gun they now have. It's the tactical timeout. Because that save, it's going to probably at least inspire them to do something in the way of trying to get around 2 to 6. It's getting desperate.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great try from BESTIA that round. I mean, I'm as you say, kind of shocked that mine was able to find that one more kill. Even if the timing worked out slightly for him, it was just the one bullet hit from BNC when it looked like it was just the freest of free kills. But of course, there ain't no money there. Only the saved M4, so the path to 7 should be comfortable. Should being the strong word.
Yeah, operative, yeah. It's always those rounds you say should, right? Now I'm gonna reserve my feelings, because you said it. You said it. I feel like, a multi-frag's coming on for Luchov or Mayern.
So you'd expect to find something at the right time, at a time of need for BESTIA, without a doubt. They are actually positioned quite well here for this A play for Bounty Hunters. They are just playing pure contact. The M4 could help, but unfortunately doesn't get a single kill, and that will probably put an end to it. Yeah, the MP9 only finds one. Nice shots actually from Bounty Hunters. And they make sure that even though they go into the one threat, that threat is not going to be a big issue. Oh,
that timing, man.
That's heartbreaking.
His crosshair was like on his head as he turned away.
I know.
That's so sad. That's how Counter-Strike will betray you sometimes. That's just what we all have to live with playing this game. Sometimes it'll betray you. Sometimes it'll be your best friend, you know? Sometimes you'll be having a really bad day, get home from work, pop open a brew. Legal age of drinking, of course.
It's pretty funny, isn't it, right? Like, sometimes you can also, like, play in a particular style where you're so conscious of getting timings, then you're not putting yourself actually in the right positions. Like, maybe you're locking yourself into corners that are unfavorable, for example, so you see everything, rather than take a gamble sometimes, if you get what I mean. And there's a gamble here with the M4 pushing over toward A, but, yeah, expecting one MP9 to do more than just one is a bit much to ask.
Duh.
Look at that.
Man. Unlucky. Buyback, though. They knew that they were going to be saving into that one using Mayern's singular A1S. He had money saved over from the previous round that they had lost as well, so he can get himself what he needs. No AWP, Noxie not really doing a whole hell of a lot with it, though. So, not really, the kind of spilt milk that you need to shed tears over. Furia's already left low, though, down to 62. Same for Showtime. This is significant early HE damage I can only assume hit the steps to take them down to that level, so unconfirmed damage from Bestia is still good damage.
This could get out of control over Bestia to get a number that keeps them in the game in the second half, and there's a chance that maybe that's not going to come through for them. 10-2 is still a possibility. HP, of course, as you said, it's a problem now for bounty hunters in this round. Of course, the M4s that had every weapon now, with obviously the same Galil and Luchov, can be enough to one-hit headshot everyone but Reeks. So, you're going to have to hit their shots first. 30 seconds, Tony. Play has to come through.
Needs to. Smoke's pulled. They're looking to pop in. They love these B plays, right? And it's done them such good, but they do it a little bit slower. They allow that smoke to ream its way over the top side, and as that does hit the ground, they'll explode just along with it. The Molotov explodes just the same in the middle of the air, though, not where you want to see it in Luchov. He's able to slide up, able to see the shoulder of one, and the back out from the bomb planter is not going to be good enough. He's not covered. He's not given any sort of space to maneuver his way back in towards E-Box to join up his low HP teammate in Kaiser, who's only found the one, and that round collapses as a result of it. A great pop, but not the greatest of executions to follow into the post plan.
Yeah, that was really well played from Bestia. They needed something like that just to relax themselves a bit. A real settler is required, and that was it. They're still going to be, obviously, significantly in arrears, but still well played. And this little check of the possibility of the flank here from Thomasin is smart, of course, knowing it's a possibility. Luchov managing to catch Pyrio is actually a really impactful frag, and Reeks is kind of caught in the middle of no man's land there, either peeking or hiding.
Yeah.
So, gets caught off guard, and obviously he probably felt like he had to peek, right, in that sort of situation to maybe help out his teammate rather than just play too passive. I understand, but he was caught in transition in a way, I suppose, and Bounty Hunters have a good chance to hit straight back. They've still got some money, but rounds have been close, so this is the only buy they're going to have left, so you could find yourself in the last round of the half with them not having too much, I should say.
Yeah.
If Bestia find a way to take this round.
Once again, Pyria left with less than ideal amounts of health, and Reeks is just awaiting them to slide in through this B main, and when they do, he makes quick work of them. First time in a long time, though, we've actually seen a dry 1-for-1 at the front side of A main from the T's, but fortunately for Kaiser, before he goes down, he does get his kill. Keeps this one a man up. If he had gone down empty-handed, that could have been an issue. A major one at that, knowing that there was aggression over towards B main earlier, and also knowing that they had killed one of the two aggressors. There's a calculated decision to be made. It's the one to push through mid. Pyria finds the first of the two of them, and the second is going to be no better than he is. The low HP player is going to be hit with only a singular bullet before he gets himself that double. And man, this is safe territory for Mayern if they want to have even a chance at a purchase in the next round, looking at his teammates' cash supply, Trav.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a swing round in that sense, right? I mean, it's very near the end of the half, so it's not going to really compound to a bit extra, but yeah, it's could very easily mean that it's a 9-3 for Bounty Hunters. Pyria doing great work on the rifle, and the way he sort of adjusted his position for the second duel as well was like really, really clean. You'll probably see a replay of what I mean there exactly when this round is done. BNC will make it done, but Mayan is removed. First kill came through for Reeks, and we're going to see Pyria's kills, I hope, in a moment or two, because it was the second one which he just really adjusted nicely.
Yeah, those are hard sprays.
So this one swings so much wider, look. He's like almost on the wall on the left, and Thomason's not ready for that to be so wide, and Pyria's just looking clean.
Never easy is those kinds of sprays where you're caught off guard in transition, moving your crosshair. as well as your body, he's able to pull that one back with little to no issue. Again, might I remind, on 50 HP at the start of the first of those two duels. And now, last round of this half, Bounty Hunters on their opponent's map pick really look like they can do no wrong. T-sided map in general, statistically speaking, obviously, it needs to be said. But I don't really think that's going to excuse them at a 9-3 half BESTIA from being able to pull it across after that fact. Especially not without a pistol round win. That's going to be the all-important factor to them making what a staunch comeback this is going to have to be in general. But utility is near nothing. A retake going to be nigh impossible if they have to expend any more of it between now and that point in time. If we even get to that point. But Tomasin kicking it off with an MP9 pick and maybe a gun to retrieve. But no, he's going to get out of the way instead. And maybe they're going to double aggress through the doors. No, they do. They get that kill. This is a really great start from them.
Finally something to work with, possibly. Showtime down to 51 as well, and this is a must-win round. Don't forget, of course, if BESTIA lose this map, which is their pick, we go into Bounty Hunter's pick of Mirage, where they're unbeaten in the last 3 months in all 5 occasions they've played it, which is kind of crazy for a map as common as Mirage, right? Showtime did play a Tumble Pillar as well. He absolutely did, but Naz makes sure he takes the assertiveness first there, and Showtime can't do anything with that, sadly. And now it's all down to Reeks and Pyria to try and save this half. Reeks has found some information. They have actually got the touch on board A. They've carved it pretty well. That smoke up might help, but those smokes aren't walls. Now Pyria is going to be very, very stark. He's going to go down to Mayan. BESTIA do get their 4th on CT side, and that is the absolute bare minimum to still keep them in with a chance in this opening map for sure. A pistol and a conversion, and it's suddenly a close game again.
Kaiser at the top, I mean, I think it's interesting to see that considering we haven't really seen him on the AWP. He's been rifling primarily in this match, so not a great sign seeing him on a rifle do as well as he has if you are a BESTIA fan. I really need to see a little bit more from our expected stars. Primarily speaking, I think Noxie's sniper rifle on the defense not having the resonance that you come to expect from the caller playing around for himself in some capacity, but now onto the pistol outside of A main, BNC tentatively holding with these dual Berettas and spotting the shoulder of the first, now needing to spam off a couple of shots, hoping to catch a head, will not. And Pyria now being tested.
Yeah, you can see the shake of the head there from BNC. It was kind of like he was betwixt in between thoughts there, whether to actually hold or fall back a little bit to play with his teammates, and does get caught at the wrong timing. Everyone's here, though, for Bounty Hunters. They're going to try and play super aggressive around the Heaven area and the broken wall, but sadly, it's only 1 kill back in response. Still a comfortable plant and 4v2 for BESTIA. Very aggressive fights toward Heaven, and Pyria could have easily got a second there. And that's what now Kaiser kind of knows where these last 2 players are. Unfortunately, even though he does know, he can't convert. Luchov takes it, and BESTIA, if they can convert this next round comfortably, and especially if Bounty Hunters force buy, then they're either looking at 8-6 easily, or possibly 8-7. And they're, well, more in the game than ever before.
Not enough kills from Bounty Hunters to warrant them going in for anything cheeky. They're just going to be sitting pretty with these pistols. Pyria Jr. obviously given that leeway to pick up the Desert Eagle. I've said this on previous broadcasts. Haven't said it in South America yet. But ever since having a Swedish experienced in-game leader at Fisher College, my collegiate roster, I've learned a valuable lesson that I honestly probably needed to hear a little bit sooner, is that I think buying pistols in general on these kinds of rounds is useless. It's a waste of money. You can get the utility later on in your buys, and it's going to be more important in different scenarios where maybe a kill or 2 is okay and might be worth something, but you need to get 3 kills with that deagle to make your money back, and if you can't get 1 or 2 kills with these pistols and USPs in general, then maybe it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's a very small thing, don't get me wrong, like, I do agree with you. I think the few nades are very impactful. It's easy to be nitpicky, don't get me wrong, like, as I said, I think
It is very small.
It's a very small thing, but I do agree, especially if Pereira can't get anything done here. Like, this deagle, it's not, unless you go absolutely insane, it's going to happen like maybe, what, 10 times in your career maybe, that you'll like get a massive like quad kill or something with just the one gun in the round, with the deagle especially. So,
because, like, I'll buy a deagle on our rounds, right? And he'll be like, sell it. And I'm like, wait, why? I can afford it, and I can buy next round too. And he's like, just sell it.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
I'm like, you know what?
The
okay.
only reason he has it is because he got a couple of kills in the pistol, right? So, like, he's thinking, okay, my reward for getting 2 kills in the pistol is to buy myself a deagle. But, yeah, in reality, I'd prefer to, like, for me, maybe I'd get a P250 if it was a full eco rather than a deagle. Again, very small difference, but as you can see, you can buy up an M4A4 and a smoke anyway. Probably enough for the roles he wants to play.
Bruce says, sell it. I say, my captain, my captain. Where do I run down? See, like, the only map that'll let me... the only map that'll let me cook like that on is Vertigo B site when I'm anchoring. Just, dude, I'll have some nutters there. I think round's not live, so... Yeah, I'll have some absolute sick rounds with the Desert Eagle on that map, man. Like, they just walk up B steps, and for some reason, like, as far as headshot angles go, like, that is one that I tear apart. Do you have, like, a sweet spot?
That's
like a side of the map where, like, it's a hard kill, typically speaking, but you find yourself comfortable with it?
That's a very good question, actually.
I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got comfort spots, you know? Like, for example, I actually quite like playing A on this map. I'm a very, very comfortable A player on Anubis. I think it's very chill. I like helping out in mid from camera. I like pushing outside the main area with a smoke and playing close to it. And I've got, like, certain cheeky angles around the site that often get me basically free kills, pretty much. I think there's one, like, next to the pillar on the fountain. Where if you've got an M4A4 at least, and you have the, you know, you tuck yourself into the corner on the little step, you can't be seen when the T-side entry in, and very often you're overlooked because you've got teammates fighting from camera, right? So you're not baiting, but you can peek with their flash and help immediately. So it's a nice angle. Comfort headshot positions though, I feel like... Just
comfort positions for kills in general that typically you wouldn't favor, like, 5 times out of 10. Like, more like a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10 kind of number.
Okay, I've got one. I've used a very small crosshair, which I think favors this position in particular. Headshotting double stack on Vertigo.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an example.
I feel quite comfortable on that. I feel like I've just played enough Vertigo in my life, even when it was brand new, right? And that angle has been a constant, for sure. A little bit different now really with the catwalk, but...
Yeah, true. I'm really comfortable holding the tight angles with ops. Like I call them JDM angles, because that's how he used to hold them. Like sliver gap angles.
That's cool.
But, thank you. Kaiser, he's not exactly playing a JDM angle, he's kind of playing the Draken angle, and he hits the Draken shot, which is missing in the 30-degree window. As he misses out there, he gets himself over to the top side of camera, able to help out with one of his own eventually. As they found one inside of the site just the same, he's still tagging them up. Able to deal out this damage, but Furia not able to finish it off as he'll be found, and we're going into an equal situation for the plant.
You have to be sharpish about this one, though, and Showtime, he had a great chance to get that kill. It was a long, drawn-out duel. Oh, Noxy needs to finish his dinner. Rykes is super, super low. And eventually he's got help from Naz, so no worries. It is down to Kaiser, and they know he's here. They'll try a rifle instead. Goes at one player as low. It's a good idea, but he can't flick down enough. And you can see the frustration on the player cam. That's a big round to win for Bestia. That little streak will, of course, continue. And, well, they're more in this game now than ever before. Look at that Mach 10 rundown as well.
Yeah, these kills just barely evading him. They're not really giving him the time of day for the duels, and when they do, it's too little too late. This gap has very quickly closed. MR13, man, it's snap your fingers and find yourself at this point. Map number 1. Bounty hunters are starting to feel the strain, starting to feel the pressure build mount. The AK peeks in, no kill, no spray, but the continuation from one is going to be able to deal the damage down onto Pyria with the nade nearly to finish the job. Second to rain over, and he'll be done for.
Damn, that's a stack that Pyria probably wasn't expecting. Move from the angle. The angle will be, of course, taken up once again. To Bestia guessing, not expecting there's someone to be there, but guess what? Very good protocols. They're going to molly it again. Kaiser goes down. Mine gets his kill as well, and it's all down to showtime. This is not going to be changing anything. Maybe one kill, but he's not even going to be able to grab a gun probably and get out. There it is for Thomason. Bestia trying to show their form. There is a reason why they are the higher ranked team. They are the more known roster. Despite the fact this is a map that is, well, put lightly, bad for both teams. But, we know Bounty Hunters have had that incredible win against MIBR on it. So it is random. It is very, very random, it feels like. But right now it's not random because we're locked at 8-all, kind of as we were expecting. Maybe just not in this way, with this significant comeback, of course. Not a single CT round yet for BH.
BH. Kaiser's slowly cooled off on the CT side, has to be said. He was a superstar over on T. 13 kills by the end of the half, I believe. Now only 2 since switching things over in the last 4. Here he'll have his attempt once again with the weapon of choice. Where Noxy has his as well, and that is the player in the server right now who's got the least to work with, but even still, it shouldn't be all too much of an issue. Leading the charge over towards the front side of A main, though, popping it in, it's Pyria Jr. once again stuck into it. It has a little bit of support from the sniper, who gets 2 and gets out of dodge, but for how much longer, as he's gotten support now here on the scene. Goes up once more, and he's not done. I mentioned him. His name needed to come into the feed, and once it does, they get themselves not 1, but 2 man up to the advantage.
Really nice from Kaiser. Oh, this time they're a little bit overzealous. I'm not sure there was any need to go for another swing there. That was overheating a little bit, but they should still be fine. And BNC, it's a little bit laboured, but he finds Noxy in the end. And it's all down to mine. What can he do? The answer is not much. BNC takes that one as well, and Bounty Hunters will put a stop to the streak of Bestia. We'll get that slightly back once again, but still a long way to go in this map.
Yeah, it's the one round, right? Like, that's the start. That's the curse broken, lifted. But much, much more to be seen in the way of getting back into this one overall, as there's 4 rounds between them and the win. They're going to need to string a couple consecutively before we get any more convinced as to how this one may transpire. Double op setup even still, Pyria's got one of his own. He hasn't been all too successful towards A main, so he's taking up new talent.
Lots of presence being shown by Bestia and toward E-Box. That's keeping Bounty Hunters quite interested on the B side. Thomason might just choose to phase this smoke, though. Now as we go down to Pyria, now on that secondary AWP, changing things up a little bit slightly, and it's working out for Bounty Hunters this time. Damn, Kaiser's got one as well. BNC's chumming into the feed again. A bit of a slow game so far, but yeah, the very awkward Molotov, oh dear. And Luchov, well, this one is not going to be possible, even with 2 low HP players. He's going to have to go in toward 1. Ooh, okay. Beautifully clean headshot on BNC, and actually, to be fair, everyone for Bounty Hunters are quite split up right now. There is this double flank, but he can maybe do something with this. Instant headshot, and there we go. Now, right, it's not going to be checked. Oh, he was keeping a close eye, and it had to go for a reload. And in the end, I think he just peeks before he manages to pull out the weapon again. That was a bit spooky for a second. They were kind of peeking him 1 by 1.
Those are some sturdy shots towards the end, man. Fast as you need to be. Instant headshot onto the first 2 of those picks. There's a real world he walks away with that one, I will say. He's got 100 HP in this next aim duel, and Pyria is on 63 with an AWP. Stuck inside of that site. There was a world. There was definitely a world, but at least they get themselves that one to reset the money of BESTIA for the time. Bounty Hunters now in a much more comfortable spot to be able to walk it through. they've got to be run down into this site, and it's working out so far, so good. Not enough ammo left into these guns to find any more than the one apiece, and hold on, all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 3. How has this happened?
That was speedy. And it's not even around where it should have happened. I feel like this is like... I mean, I don't know necessarily, of course. I'm sure these teams... Nice shot, damn.
Okay.
Superior, head in hands. You can see how they feel about that. There we go. I mean, that is exactly the feeling that you do feel when you lose to an eco. Absolutely spot on. They had a great chance for 11-8. Now it's 10-9. Massive change in
It was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it here. Just pure W key. Instant headshots. And look at this one. Oh, surely that shouldn't have come through so easily. There we go. But, yeah, enjoyed that one. But yeah, I got to say, Bestia, you do wonder sort of teams at this level. I'm sure they do, but I feel like a lot of them kind of do need to put in some protocols of, okay, when we know their money is low, position differently.
We have an anti-eco setup, guys. Oh, hold on now. Whoa, talk about an anti-eco setup. It's an absolute ambush of the bomb carrier at the pop side of mid. Hold on. Don't walk through that smoke. Don't go back towards canals. Thomason's waiting for you. Guys just got to be worried. Got to be careful towards A main. They split through. They pop in, and AWP stuck in it as well as there's players on the other end. They've not yet gone all the way. Eventually they will, and he's down and out for the count. C4 left, though. They surely know that they had it, right? So now they've got a guessing game.
Yeah, this is very winnable for Bestia, and it could be another head-in-hands round for Bounty Hunters if they're not careful. So, Thomason and Naz together. There is no kit on Bounty Hunters. Of course, this is not necessarily a round they expected to win, so I'll absolutely give it a go. Obviously, if you look at it, it may be worth a save, but when you've got a 3v2 and you can buy next round anyway, absolutely try it. Of course, no kit is the biggest issue, but there's the first kill from BNC, and now it's all down to Thomason. They've got a great chance at this, but Thomason is easily going to cut off the first, and yeah, I think as soon as that first kill comes in, it's easy just to force Superior away. Bestia are going to keep the game absolutely deadlocked.
Mawson to keep them in that one with those 3. Better time than any to shoot towards the top side of the scoreboard for his team. Exceeding Luchov there. Now we find ourselves at even keel in a tactical timeout once more from the Bounty Hunters, who had brought that one down to the 1 versus 1 with only those pistols, now with a force back. With everything put onto the line, period, once again on the double op. Not really seeing a whole lot of both ops at the same time when they do have them both brought out. We've seen them individually have their level of impact from 2 different sides of the map when it's put into effect, but I don't think that they actually went out onto the round that they had last invested into it. So let's see what they've got in the books for us, because they've got only the 2 kits just the same. So it's going to be a matter of locating where those are, ensuring that you have them close enough should a post-plant retake need to be engaged upon. And they've actually locked them in for the time, at the very least, in the front side of that smoke.
Yeah, they're going to flash their way through it.
Oh.
Oh, my word. Rig's not going checked. Only 1, though. Maybe it needed to be more. But stuck in that corner, it's very hard to deliver more than just that. So, timing in mid. Oh, it's good for BNC. He gets 1 and gets away. And keeps himself alive with util as well. This round is absolutely anyone's. Back into this 3 versus 3 at 10 rounds apiece. Can't be closer.
Here he is up. Holding on for the cross, but they're out A main as well. They might have a false sense of security lured into, but the jiggle's good. The jump is better. Op baits out the shot, and Furia can't connect. Tomasin is now confirmed that there's nothing else going on directly inside of the A bomb site, and the retake will now need to be postponed. But Furia, he wants a little bit more before they even get into it. Hold on, fight through smoke. They both gotten a kill, and it's the bomb planter, and Noxie stuck with a sniper 1 shot per second, and none of them will connect. and all of a sudden bounty hunters explode in before the bomb is even planted to get themselves that 11th. What a great way of doing it, denying BESTIA the post-plant positioning.
Exactly, absolutely spot on. That's for me, that's the best way of going about it sometimes, especially on this sort of timing. I thought maybe it had gotten out of hand once these first 2 kills came in for them, but a bit of an overswing perhaps from Kaiser. Noxie takes an easy one. But in the end, that actually was the only really kill that came back for BESTIA. Showtime and BNC playing well off of each other, getting those very fast rotations in toward the site to be ready toward heaven, and pouncing at a time where our player is, of course, occupied with the possibility of going for that plant. And it just means that it's a 3v2 rather than a 3v3 at that moment. Good timing to choose it.
Right place, the right time. Snapping back with a purchase with a Tech 9 and relegated to Galila's Luchov. The utility is also next to near none, blowing the smoke and simultaneously finding that headshot leaves Noxie blown to absolute smithereens with a head removed to go along with it, a body desecrated and around now. Bounty hunters look to take over the line to put themselves on the map. Opponent map pick point as well, with no money in the bank for BESTIA. Travis, this is, I don't know, this is not spelling a great story right now for what was a last lifeline purchase for the T's.
Yeah, and don't forget, things could have been super different with that scoreline if Bounty Hunters didn't lose to that eco, right? So, yeah, BESTIA got given a big lifeline from that. Oh, Mayan is not connecting with the kills he should be taking. That's a miss that he'll be disappointed with. BESTIA 3v5. Bounty Hunters are going to be 11-10 in a few kills if they're not careful. Or if they are careful. And, yeah, I think this series might be getting away from them. We know how good the Mirage is, like you say. Showtime, what a brilliant hold that is. Instant 2 headshots. He makes it a 3rd as well. What a play from Showtime. He's been pretty quiet in this game. He hasn't needed to do anything special. But he shows up to remove everything on BESTIA. And as you rightly said, 2k per player. Oh dear, pots and pans in this round to try and save the game.
Man.
Look at that catch.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling as a caller. Not an easy one to make. It's one that needs to be made nonetheless. It's crunch time before we head into a Mirage to be feared. A map that certainly leaves much more to be desired from BESTIA, but 5 Tech 9s. Set and a half of utility, really. The A-bomb site is looking scrumptious. The Op of Pyria could definitely be overwhelmed. He does have BNC to be able to help out in due time, holding this utility for him to fall out after his first initial shot, but it's Kaiser making maybe the wrong decision to rotate over to B instead, expecting to pop in that direction. Pyria's down. BNC is in, sitting in the smoke, awaiting the arrival of the rest, but the hero he needs to be, he cannot as he falls flat. They're 2 down, and this might be a save.
Oh dear, that's 2 ecos they've lost to. I mean, to be fair, obviously this is a full force, but that's 2 pistol buys they've lost to Bounty Hunters. You could just see it coming, couldn't you? When they have everything in their favour. Tech 9's got a little bit too close and personal, and Bounty Hunters just can't find a way to deal with them. Disappointing. And as I spoke about earlier, sort of those protocols when they know it's likely pistols they're going to face. Where are they? You put something into place to stop this from being such a risk. BESTIA playing a little bit more freedom, knowing they've only got those Tech 9s. It's working out beautifully for them. Bounty Hunters will not even be able to save too much here. BESTIA happy to go hunting, of course. Kaiser does well. Doesn't need to overface, though. And he's going to try and stay alive with the AWP. Ooh, ring around the rosy. Just about keeps it alive. So, they're going to have a possibility for a full purchase still. There's any issue with the money at all there. Pyria can even get that secondary AWP too. But BESTIA will also have plenty to work with. It's either overtime or more rounds. Oh, sorry, either overtime or a Bounty Hunters map, sorry.
If there was ever a round to close it out on, it would have been that one. So now I'm starting to lose faith in the Bounty Hunter's ability to lock it down. Piri is off, consistently having issues with repositioning. Guys are already tagged up with theirs, but finding that pick is going to be all the more important for them. Now a man advantage 5v4, that's something you can't squander. Forget pistols, forget anything like that. You're a man up. This is where the close needs to be. The Z-Box control is there, audibly so. Bounty Hunters now need to make a reaction of their own. In some capacity, they need to be ready for what's to come, and that smoke is not going to be a wall. You've said it before, and it will not change that fact. Its properties remain the same.
Oh.
We're 4v2 now, losing the player center sight. Kaiser knows his valuable life is not worth one giving up.
Patience here, Bounty Hunters. Patience, patience. You just can't afford to lose a player for no reason in this scenario. Good flash will come through, though. That's brilliant from Mayan. It sets up Thomason, and this round might still be on. Kit's available. There goes BNC. It's spiraling once again with Kaiser only on 44 health. Thomason catches Showtime. They've all just peaked one by one. Rookie errors from Bounty Hunters. Maybe the nerves are getting to them in their semi-final. A chance for a grand final in this important best of three for them. Now Kaiser has to find a way to win it. He's got utility, but he's got no time for this. He can't afford to continue to check these angles. There's going to be no time for that defuse, and he's going to just absolutely lock him in, and Bestia get away with it. Goodness gracious me. That is one that Bounty Hunters in a 4v2 should not have let slip.
That's going to be a little bit of a head scratcher. That's you going back there in the demo and then seeing what's going on, and probably not going to have a too great of a team talk about it. These are the kinds of situations where you've got not only a 4v2 by the end, but a pistol round loss prior to that. If that's what costs you the map, Trav, I'm not really feeling all too great. As a captain, you got to be kind of scratching your head about how that one goes as well. I talked about how these calls need to be made for the T side. Well, I guess it's a lot much left to be desired from the CTs more than anything else, even still by the end stages that needed to be discussed. This is going to be now slow scale towards E-Box, one where they typically like to pop once they do gain that space, whether it be dry or whether it be aggressive, but fight through B main, no smoke up in front of them, no flash to go along with it. It'll be a duel that Naz will be willing to take 2 times over.
Bomb has been planted.
Huge for Bestia. Good day of caught Bounty Hunters at this late stage, feeling a little bit nervy. And this recovery could be huge. Thomason is trying to find Kaiser. Oh, the little jiggle out, but Kaiser makes sure he takes the assertiveness. But how long is he going to be in this round? He's going to be hunted hard and fast. Oh, he plucks Noxie straight out the sky, but he can't find Naz. That shot was just through the bottom of the step here. There, you could see the bullet hole, and that was going to eat a big amount of damage, of course. Bestia 13-12 in the lead now, and I'm just thinking about it. Is this the first time? How long has it been? Have they ever been in the lead in this map? How long has it been? I'm gonna go check. Hang on a second.
I don't think 9-8. I think it was 9-8 their first lead, Bestia. I could be wrong. Don't actually remember. Could be. I think I might be wrong. If there were a time, I think it was that.
I'm checking I'm checking the logs now. Take it away with the cast. I'm gonna get.
All right, sounds good.
I have to find the fact now.
I respect that more than you can possibly ever imagine. This overtime round, though, with Bestia now at that lead, at that helm, now have a lot of work to go along with. That op, once again into the hands of Furia, double setup. Aggressively so, holding in towards A main. The walkthrough going to be held as he's not going to be able to get away all too easily without BNC. It's mid that's going to be pressured just the same. It's Naz and Mayern for the split. You're right. Okay, take this round back. Here's Furia with a missed adjustment. Not able to get out and away. Instead, fights back into it with BNC at the pillar, and the both of them in tandem are going to be able to find one at a piece. And Naz just crashed, I think. Yeah, Naz crashed. That is a shame. No. That probably would have been a trade there, at least one that they would have been able to work with.
That's
caught out in no man's land. It's over with. Yeah, stings.
Can happen to the best of us. Very unfortunate. Okay, I've given it a look through the actual TV logs. I am pretty sure this 13-12 was the first time Bestia have been in the lead.
for them.
But we're even again. These teams are inseparable right now. They want to stay close. They want to huddle for warmth.
Playing buddy-buddy. I mean, I'm sure you can agree, I didn't anticipate this game going as deep as it had. This was a game I thought was pretty much wrapped up with a tidy, neat little bow before that pistol round had come through. But again, I had mentioned as that had transpired, it's kind of just how the meta of CS2's round counts work out, where these games can just be brought back in the matter of nothing, a blink of an eye and you'll miss it.
Yes, sir. So the official line in our lovely production Discord says that Naz just disconnected. We don't actually know a reason yet as to why that is. I don't think it's a game crash.
Okay.
But who knows? We'll let you know as soon as we do know. As you can see, Noxy is not in his chair, but he's going to have to recover and return very soon because Naz is back in. He popped in right in front of him, but as if by magic.
Went to go grab a water bottle real quick, maybe? Just go sprint real quick. He's like, hold on.
Go to the bathroom, maybe?
Maybe. Sometimes you need to in the middle of a game, and that's just like the perfect timing. It's like, what, like a minute you'll have to wait extra?
Yeah,
Get it
right.
over with and done.
Sometimes
you can't hold it.
We've all been caught short.
I have.
Yeah. I can remember one. I was a young kid.
Okay.
Maybe I was 8 or 12, sort of that age range, something like that. And we were going to like some car show with my dad, and suddenly the motorway traffic built up. We were there for another hour and a half, and it was chock-a-block, as they say. No one was moving.
Okay.
Had to jump off into the woods. Sometimes you just got to do that, man. That's life.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. Countless times.
Or you take a bottle in the car with you just in case.
All right.
That's also
yeah, well,
100
I've done
IQ.
that. I've done it. I don't know if I would admit that on. I don't know if I want to have people thinking about that on broadcast.
Listen, it's Tech Pause madness. What can you say? What can you say?
Am I proud of it? No. Did I have to do what I have to do? Then yes. Come on, nature calls.
Sometimes
just how the cookie crumbles.
Sometimes Tech Pause conversations can be a little bit wild and wacky.
Get a little nasty.
Yeah. Good highlights, of course, here though.
Oh
of course,
yeah.
over the rest of the game, it's been surprisingly close. I mean, obviously both of them have not had the best win rate. Win rates.
Win weight.
Win weights happens to the best of us. Rain Waker is the worst for that. You know, the Bulgarian player. Wayne Waker. Absolute worst for that one.
Wayne Waker.
Yeah, very difficult sometimes in the midst of the madness doing a play-by-play. Anyway, we're back underway. Naz is back in. Bestia have taken some damage on Luchov, but at 13 all, the question is, who takes the 2-1?
Furia. I was just gonna say deny the double op. Brother found it. Brother let it loose over at the backside of the B site to retrieve. For safekeeping, he kept it in a nice little spot. Under lock and key. Now Luchov let low. The rest of the team now left to activate. And through mid, it's typically Mayern and Naz. It'll be no different this time around. The only difference being was that Kaiser will find one of the two of them before they get their way up to the A site camera doors. But it's the A main where Furia Jr. now needs to hold it down as B and C has been felon. It's an equal man scenario, but Kaiser wants in. He wants more, and he's burning for it.
Wow. Super tight round once again. Bomb plant is going to come through thanks to Luchov, but unlike last time, Bounty Hunters can't deny it early. Thankfully, they're still going to kill toward Mayan, though. This is going to be a very awkward fight. Oh, it's easy for Showtime in the end. Noxy presents himself to him. It's all down to Luchov. He was a low HP player from the beginning, and I think they know he was the planter too. Great adjustment from Kaiser. And once again, it's Bounty Hunters back into a slight lead.
Counter-terrorists win.
Not bad. Definitely all but needed this point, themselves that one step closer. But they had evade them pretty quickly over in regulation. A time too many. As they switch things over now, this T side is going to be the all-important to grant them step into their map pick, their comfort choice, their comfort zone. Keep their opponents on their toes. Molly's hit the ground. Nades heard all around, but in the way of damage, it's not as much onto the T's as you would have expected, as seen previously in regulation just as well. Everybody as healthy as they can be close to the side of the E-box and trying to flush it out where Naz has already retreated. It's got Luchov to help out, but the two-player B-bomb site hold might need to change soon enough, might need a little bit of a gamble rotation because the bomb is stuck outside B main just as well. It looks like where they want to finish.
Round. Will a 2-1 breed another 2-1? Or do we finish it in first overtime? Molotov thrown in. That does chip Naz down. So moving forward slightly. But Bounty Hunters maybe not committing on that one just yet. They'll be thinking they could go for a double pump perhaps later on. But they are shifting back toward the A-bomb site. And Naz is giving this one a look. He's cleared out E-box. He now realizes that spot is completely free. They haven't taken any presence in there with that utility. We've got a mid-lurk with BNC. They are actually looking to maybe go through mid-full stop, actually. Smoke up toward Temple. They're going through camera toward A. It's a nice little change-up, but the kills are not going their way. Only one on toward Thomason, but hang on, that's a miss. And thankfully, for Noxy, he's got Luchov and Mayan to bail them out. 3 versus 1. It's all down to Kaiser. He's had a great map so far. 28 on the board, but the flash just makes it absolutely impossible for him. And Bestia keep the game close.
Yeah, they do. Within neck and neck, this one has no sight in end. No sight in end? No end in sight.
No sight in end. I mean,
No
it's not wrong. There is no sight in end right now.
It's true. And there's no I in team.
True. Also true. All. It's anyone's first map. We're coming down in global offensive fashion.
To the wire. Oh! Time and time again, we've seen these A main peaks have to just skip and hop away around that corner. Pyria this time not on the receiving end of it. Instead, he's the one sending them back. Sending them running. To the B main pressure, though. Oh, I thought that was a nade. That would have been an absolute dunk.
Yep. Bestia. Oh, trying something a little bit different. They've got Luchov on their secondary now. Taking control outside B. And the control goes their way. Wow. What a change up this secondary AWP is being for Bestia. Back onto the CT side for, of course, the first time in a long time. We know they struggled on it. And this is their change up. Could it change their fortune and get them over the line on their map pick? BNC pushing forward in toward Temple. Noxy is looking like he's ready for it. Nice clear and nice check on the timing. Pyria answers back toward Naz, but 20 seconds to get Pyria and Kaiser onto the site and into an afterplant. Got some utility, but maybe throwing the bomb over is the only option, and decides to run across instead. It's not going to work out. Pyria takes the fight, only gets the one. Bestia have their first map point.
It's a milestone. First, it was the not reclamation, instead, I guess, the declaration of their lead. Taken over from Bounty Hunters. Now, their first map point. They look like they're in pretty high spirits about it at this point in time. Round probably not live.
Looks like
Can we
it.
assume?
My guy's not in his chair, so you'd assume that.
Come on, guys, sit down. Sit down. Game's not done. You played Global Offensive. Look at the rounds. Stop the count.
Stop the count.
Bring me back to 16.
Are you one of those people that is an absolute MR12 hater?
I'm not a hater. I just like MR16 more, or MR15 rather more.
Yeah, fair. I understand it. I understand the change. I wouldn't be opposed to having the longer games back, but when you get games long best of threes, even in MR12 these days, which go to all 3 maps, maybe 2 overtimes, you know, sometimes you think back at how we did it on on MR15. It's like, goodness me, we actually did 4-hour best of threes. Like,
we did do that,
and longer. I don't actually know what my longest one is, but
so true.
I reckon I've probably done a 5-hour one.
5-hour best of 3? Yeah, I think I have as well.
Yeah, just with tech delays too. Of course, that will add to it.
Yeah, including also the in-betweens of maps.
Of course, true. That's borderline day rate levels, that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, definitely was. Oh man, that's actually crazy to think back on. Days of old, though. We're in the here and the now. In the game of Bestia against Bounty Hunters, it's the pick not afforded up to the first op shot. The second going to need to be a rare miss, but Showtime's not even going to give him then the chance.
Wow, man.
As they want to go to another overtime as he doubles up to the right side of that smoke gap flash, open up to it.
Talking about long games, talking about the possibility of a long evening, but Bounty Hunters don't
I had
care.
trivia later. I guess I'm going to have to cancel that.
Bounty Hunters are don't care about that as long as they stay in touch. Nice kill from Luchov. I mean, this run's absolutely not done. Look at where Thomason is. Hang on a moment. This could be about to get out of hand. Is it being watched? It is. Thankfully, Kaiser's keeping an eye on it, and that should be round. If Thomason is able to get 1 kill on the flank there, 3v3, it's game on again. Now it's almost impossible for Mine and Luchov. They're going to try and break it from the smoke to see something, but Bounty Hunters are not going to give them anything. Do they have a smoke for the bomb? I don't think they do. BNC will deal with Luchov. Nice kill from Mayan, but he's very stuck. Can't get the second. And Bounty Hunters are going to keep this one trucking.
Yikes. Both of these teams now seeming a little bit human, so to speak. We've seen them bleed time and time again, now both in regulation and following. Nothing seemingly stopping them on their efforts to try and take this map. Neither looking to let it go, let it slip. So much to live for right now. Grind don't stop. And that's going to be the case for the next little bit here. As we see that op once again try to take its chances. This time Kaiser does come out on top, achieving the 30 bomb. Silently, I will say, resurging since that 13 kill end of the first half in regulation. Now since doubling that point and fighting at through mid just the same. It's going to be Bounty Hunters still finding themselves on top of their game. And it's Luchom disrespecting the front side of this smoke with the tech pull. Kaiser's not done. Multi-kill. It's a Marin clutch.
Guys, up to 31 now. Goodness. Can't mind anything about it this time. What's the timing like pushing through the smoke? It's okay, but he couldn't adjust quick enough to deal with the second. Bounty Hunters back in the lead once again. And now, it's these sort of games when you're in double OT where it can descend into madness, right? Some teams don't want to keep doing the same old, let's not to make crazy plays. Smoke pushes, all the above. Who knows how long we could be going for.
to the end of time.
I'm not.
I don't know how much time there is.
Exactly. No one does.
How much time is there?
No one does. It's an age-old question.
Kaiser, he'd open up that last round this time around, taking the brunt of the damage instead. CT's not out of danger even. Still one straight bullet could finish off Naz as he tries to jump out of dodge onto Pizza now, 9 HP, and HE could do it as well with the glow up and the smoke, and they spot him. Keeping it even keel though, as there's still so much HP being lost in the way of both of these two teams. It's a matter of time before one of them strikes, but what a ballsy play from Nox. He walked through, Showtime reads it, but they trade places. Goodbye, Kaiser, and Showtime has no vision to see.
But of course,
He tries to double back in.
but Noxy doesn't know about this either, right?
Oh.
So it actually goes both ways in that situation, really weirdly. Showtime, fair play to him for realizing that situation and not just like running at him, thinking that it's a desperate trade that has to happen quickly. That's actually smart, calm, collected, and now they get a 3v2.
Yes.
Make that a 2v2. Luchov, flash assist. What a flash from Thomasin. It's turned around again. Pyria is 1v2. He's got utility, he's got the bomb, but only 30 seconds. Look at them there, absolutely teaming up against him. Luchov finds it. What a round to win for Bestia.
That's some incredible stuff. This is just a game of cat and mouse. The timings evade them. I don't know how they managed to swing it back. Bounty Hunters looked like they had everything they needed in the palm of their hands, but even so, Pyria can only do so much. High score once more. No team bending. The backs stand straight. Every now and then they decide to lean down just a little bit, but they pick themselves right back up at each point that they need. I'm not really sure what to make of this game from here on out. It's just going to be a slugfest, really. Just the one-for-one, the punch is exchanged, and this round is no different, Travis. It's the Operas who have both been felon in the first 15.
Crazy, man. These eventualities more unpredictable.
They're just trying to make it happen.
Yes, sir. And for Bounty Hunters, I mean, it's fair to say most of them struggle to get over the line, but it's Bounty Hunters who had that big lead at one point. Maybe the nerves of playing a big semi-final, probably their first, well, not their first, but without a doubt their biggest. Yeah, pretty decent CCT. Bestia will try and answer back with some aggression. That's completely unexpected for Bounty Hunters. They had no one mid-defaulting, so they got caught off guard. And the only thing that is a silver lining is they get a free plant on A, and they have a great chance in this after plant still, even though Bestia have the man advantage. They've got Luchov on 20 HP only. Utility might be the all-important factor here for Bestia. They've got lots of it on the retake, and Pyria is deciding where to throw that Molotov. He's not choosing it yet. Needs his trade. He needs it quickly. He'll get it. 2v2. Lots of damage coming through, though, and Pyria does so well to find one more. It's now all down to Mayan. Needs to tap the bomb at some point, you would think, but 17 HP. Surely that's when... Oh, my word. Surely that's when the swing comes in. HE might finish the job, though, and it's a dunk. Bounty Hunters continue to find a way.
When there's a will. Right now, the Bounty Hunters, they've got theirs. They have nothing left to lose at this point. They've put it all onto the line. The game plans have been expended. It's just going to be a matter of adaptation from here on out and finding that round win. The next is going to need to be something special. It's going to need to be something to behold, because these coming down to the wire, it gets so scary. Holding that nade and knowing that you have it in your back pocket to be able to use as your trump card is going to be a great presence of mind, especially considering the fact that you mentioned it. This is grand finals on the line in this best of three. Great job to keep themselves and their heads still into the game. This is now the AWP for Pyria once more. They love it on their CT side. Haven't given it up. Still a positive KD for both he and Kaiser. They've been the driving forces. Slowly, Reichs has been able to pull himself ahead, but needing more. Needing to carry them over the line to that sweet number of 19.
completely unpredictable as to how this one will pan out. Back and forth throughout. I don't think any one of these two teams have actually won 2 rounds in a row for a good while. Could it change? Pyria will deal with Luchov. Very nicely done, and will fall away to keep it intact. It'll take a lot of damage in the meantime, though. You can see it at the bottom left of your screen, wiggling away as damage is done, but Kaiser and Showtime helping out. Now it's down to Thomasine and Noxie. Nice hold from Kaiser. What a fantastic map he's having. For 33 kills now, and Pyria will help out for the last. He's on 28-2, deserves a shout out, and Bounty Hunters have another chance to get this game done.
Chances, chances, chances. How many of them can they be given over before it's too late? This one surely has to be the clutch up. There's no time left to waste, really. This is now the walk closer to this mid-smoke where Naz and Mayern have been so many a time before. They're not wavering from their game plan all too much now, as towards A main they try to finish their job. BESTIA need to get themselves that 17th.
Look at this.
Bounty Hunters playing back deep, though. No smoke for the cross. He's going to be held, and now the jig is up, but they've got bodies not nearly numerous, and that mounts enough to be able to close, or at least you would expect. But I think they might just have done it. A double from the backside of the pillar. BNC's been quiet, but he's loud, and this round is still a 2v2 will ensue.
How they recovered this again. Oh no, what a ridiculous swing from Mayan. How are Bounty Hunters not getting over the line in this game? This is like the epitome of choking right now. They had all the advantages in this round, and they just continue to hold angles when they don't need to. Thinking that they're just easy kills. I would have much preferred that Heaven player to fall back in toward that CT beach area and just wait for his teammate to be ready. But Kaiser could still do it. Unfortunately, he's not going to. And BESTIA find the way to keep the game alive once again. Don't ask me how, but they have. And they need one more to take us to another overtime.
We've seen him do it before. I mean, these rounds are getting to the point where you watch them unfold, right? And you can only really think to yourselves that these are the kinds of rounds that the nerves might start to get to you a little bit. You can see them starting to crack in their game plan to fringe on these moments where they have man advantages, where they have, more likely than not, the ability to take it over the line you would expect and have seen previous. This needs to be that finish.
What a game. What a game.
Really.
I was just so shocked when that 4v2 turned into a 2v2 so quickly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Shot from Mayan. He's recovered his KD, I've got to say, from the start of this game. That was dirty. But another opportunity for Bounty Hunters goes a begging. Can they finally put it to bed here, or do we have more rounds on Anubis?
I'm not sure, really. I don't, again, really have many words left for what this game has been. Nothing short of explosive. And there's Noxie. He wants to get this one a little bit deeper. Pyria can only collapse onto a singular kill. The spacing is too good, and the swing, better yet, as Naz gets himself his 16th kill. It's all the more important of one. As Showtime, once more stuck inside of the smoke, hoping to get something done, can get nothing more than a bullet to the face. It's going to be the finish. It's going to be the send into another overtime, unless Kaiser can do the impossible.
It truly is impossible. He's going to find a quick scope up close here. He knows the position of 2 players, but they're directly underneath him. Too difficult for the AWPer. And you can sort of tell the edginess on the player cams, right? There's fingers on eyes. There's just those sort of nervy twitches, right? Knowing that and feeling that this game should be done. And that's the first thing they'll be thinking of. Why are we not getting ready for Mirage yet? Why are we not one map up in this semi-final? Why are we not closer to a grand final? A great opportunity against Pain. But at the moment, this game is Pain.
Yeah. That much you can say again. They're going to be feeling residual effects of this match for some time to come. They aren't able to close it out, bounty hunters. So many map points in so many different instances, and in this one they've gotten themselves a man advantage to work with once again. This time Pyria not working that sniper rifle over towards A main, instead redirecting over towards middle, finding his, making his name known into the kill feed, and leaving a singular player to anchor over on the other side of it, who, but primary sniper of Kaiser. As they've traded places, they've tagged out, teamed up in attempts to try and close this one, but Pyria over aggressive in mid, peers out, and Maynard peers his head right off.
Kaiser getting naded out of this round. Molotov will come through, and it just makes him feel uncomfortable. He misses the all-important shot. BNC is here. He's going to have to do something, but once again, mine on the entries. Just so clean with those, hitting so many headshots. He's warmed up into this series without a shadow of a doubt. But Reeks is trying to fight. 1 versus 2. Bomb is not yet planted. Noxie has to get down from the pillar to get that one down. And he can't exactly be held properly until he actually gets there, so thankfully for his sake, he'll be allowed to do that. Reeks is thinking that it's going to be the opposite site plant, but it is the A plant. I think he's maybe gone round in toward beach. And honestly, they have split up, have Bestia. Would give Bounty Hunters a slight glimmer of hope. He's got smoke kit as well, even an incendiary to possibly put down to either one of these positions. Now Noxie's heard it. Pistol will come out, completes the kill with the sidearm as well, just to compound things. And I kind of disagree with how he played that, to be honest. Sure, he wanted to try and find one player before he then went for a tap, but I much prefer when you've got smoke kit, when you've got incendiary, get that smoke onto the bomb, tap it as quickly as possible, and if you don't have enough time, just try and risk a hold, honestly, with the time ebbing down. So, yeah, don't agree with how he played it, but nerves are getting toward that stage, aren't they?
Definitely so. Again, sometimes it's nerves, sometimes it's the realization that, man, we're this deep into this game at this point. Bestia, oh my lord, once again funneling into that site. Maybe it's time to give up that second op. It can't just continuously be this 1-for-1, allowing them to get in and through and hoping that BNC is going to be able to multi-frag and that the rotation will be there in time. And even if it is, it's not going to be enough for the kills, not yet. Eventually, they double down. Everybody having found their one but Kaiser, and Noxie left into the clutch with barely any HP on him. This round in the first 40 seconds has come down to an insane level of timing for him to be able to slip into one of these two bomb sites, but the CTs have split.
Yeah, this is now very difficult for Noxie, the old leader of Argentinian Counter-Strike. Oh, the timing on that is unbelievable. Wow. Just when Showtime shifts away, that's when Noxie gets himself onto the site. He's going to commit to a plant, but of course neither of them have seen each other, so Showtime's just going to stick himself here, and it's going to be unexpected position for Noxie to deal with. Well played by Showtime. I'm going to delay the defusers to pick up absolutely everything, even swap Molotovs, of course, as it is better than the incendiary quite considerably. Choose the AK instead, because of course you can't buy that on the CT side, worth taking. They do go for that secondary AWP again though, and I actually do agree with you, Tony, that maybe getting a 1-for-1 with it over and over is actually letting Bestia get a little bit too much control.
Get into a position for a multi-frag, maybe we'll see something from that AWP, but once again, the both of them seem to be kind of left aside of one another, and as the first falls in the B site, Pyria makes his way back in, good for his first, but BNC retrieves the other, low on HP. You can really only afford to use that weapon. Maybe the best case scenario for Pyria now would be switch over to a rifle for the run into the A site.
Yeah, BNC taking it too because he's low. Like, I get that, but now it's going to be really awkward. Look at Pyria, he's rotating. There are T smokes on toward A, and it's completely drawn Bounty Hunters away from Bestia. Nice little fake. Nice little play to make at this late stage of the game to keep your opponents guessing. And this late stage of the game is completely unpredictable, and still we are no closer to figuring out who's going to win overall and this round, to be fair. There is a smoke on BNC. If he right-clicks that smoke onto the bomb and maybe gets Pyria to jump on it, there is a world in which this could still turn in their favour. Utility available. They're going to throw it in now toward main. Noxie's going to now take up that angle. He's got support from Thomason's utility as well, but Pyria, he'll go down like I said, and it's only one bullet needed on BNC. They couldn't figure it out, and Bestia will once again edge into the lead.
Yeah, I don't really have many other answers right now for Bounty Hunters on their CT side. Not like the game plan has been all too varying from Bestia on their offensive to where they need to shake things up all that considerably, but just maybe again running something different in the way of a setup or a gimmick play with the rifles as opposed to the double op was the name of the game they needed to change up to make that one work. We go again.
Indeed.
22 is the magic number now.
Yes, sir. Of course, when my lovely colleagues on broadcast today are having a rough health day when it comes to having a bit of flu, a bit of cold, it goes to OT3. Typical.
Oh, good.
I blame them. I blame them. Listen, it's all good. I protect my colleagues' health at all costs. They deserve the blame. Anyway.
Casually wiping my nose.
There you go, see? Like, what can you do? Fighting through for the love of Counter-Strike. Why not? Bounty Hunters, 19. Bestia, 20. How do you continue to find different ideas in overtime when we're this deep? Reeks. Creeping around. Here's TD default outside B. 40 seconds left in this round. If Bestia take it, they can have multiple opportunities once again. Oh, this is a nice hold. Mayan's got himself 2 with the A4. Luchov, he'll also double down. It's down to Kaiser. There's one man you wanted to complete it. It would be him. He's going to get caught in the open, and in the end, Thomason does finish off the kill. Bestia have 2 more opportunities. And it would be an opportunity to take their map pick after all of this madness, right? It's just their map pick. That's why we were so worried for them, because if Bounty Hunters found a way to win it, they'd be going into Mirage with their 100% win rate. So Bestia need to secure this now once and for all. 2 more chances.
They've got to be a little bit shaken should we go over to Mirage of their map pick, even, again, knowing how heavy-handed they typically find themselves on it. Even still, letting this one slip with all the opportunity that they have, you can't help but let that one hit you in the back of the mind, and already an opening pick for Bestia, looking to close it out here now with a 5v4. BNC, other side of the doors, catches one off guard, seeing the flashbang coming in from a teammate on the other end now, though, knows the information needed to keep this one in hand.
Both teams have had man advantage situations to try and close out the map. And those situations are probably ones that will keep them awake at night, whoever comes to lose this game. We smoke toward B main. Nazar will feel safe enough to push forward off the back of that, but he's, I guess you could say, somewhat alone. He's got a quick rotation in Luchov. Now he'll be called upon Naz always trying to push forward. That's incredibly dangerous. Just about gets away with his life, but Luchov thankfully is here in time. Is this where it ends? Showtime is going to try and plant the bomb. The nade's going to break up on that smoke, and it's a great catch. It's now all down to Pyria. 1 versus 3. Noxy, Naz, and Luchov. There goes the first. They are peeking 1 by 1 right now. They've got to be careful. Oh, Pyria's crosshair placement was absolutely spot on, but unfortunately, as you can see in the bottom right, it's head in hands for Bounty Hunters, and Bestia will find a way to somehow, from what was a big deficit, take their map pick.
Well, I guess for Bestia's sake, it's about time they were able to, but I think that the side about it, we can actually see them jump into it now. It's going to be something that we had seen. Also, thank you, Gade, for joining us. It's something that we had seen over from the individuals on Anubis, right? From say, your Pyrias every now and then with the op, but primarily Kaiser. I think that he, being as extravagant as he was on both the rifle in the beginning as well as the sniper rifle as we went down deep and dirty into that map, that we're going to really need to see come to life here once again if they do want to make this map pick their own.
Yeah, I think once again I'll reiterate what you said so people do get it. Thank you to Jagade. Unfortunately, as you said, he's not feeling that great, so he's managed to give us a watch of that massively long map, of course, to start this series, and I might have just knocked the stuffing out of him, bless him. We're going to get a little replacement for you for the next segment, but don't worry. He is just as good, don't you worry. Mayan will manage to take that one more frag on toward Reeks, but problem is the bomber's already planted on toward B. Opportunity to retake might not be coming to the fore here because they've been both tagged down incredibly low. Pyria gets more damage done, another kill, and unfortunately for Luchov, he has to swing very wide to find the kill, and Kaiser was always going to take him down on the trade. So Bounty Hunters get off to that good start, as we'd expect, on their home.
Love the good B plays. Love the lean in that direction. The pistols overwhelming typically do get themselves good space to play with and play for, though. Bestia buy back. MP9s. Full of pistols mixed here and there. A 5.7 with a pair of Deagles to go along with it. The hand cannon's potent. Stacked towards the B side even still. Actually, it's towards window. It's towards ladder they send 2 players inside of. An interesting mix of bodies in this direction. I want to see if it'll pan out for them. It's not something that you'll see every day, and the mid lane in general could be something that catches the Bounty Hunters off guard, as that is where they'll send a brunt of their forces just as well, through both the top side of mid as well and through underpass. B and C is going to be that first point of contact for Mage, Deagle, and Khan. Exploding out. They do get their picks 1 by 1 as Bestia try and get it, but in their faces they'll be unsuccessful in being able to do so, with Thomason being the last to be spotted. Eventually you're running out and through with damage exchanged onto the next side of the player in mid. The maneuvering, the movement, typically the inaccuracy of the 5.7 affected by it. Not this time around, though. He'll be able to find his 2. 3 kills in the round overall and a Galil to work with, and maybe a timing having them split.
Thomason not going to be able to do anything with that. Kaiser takes him down. Bounty Hunters will make sure they convert. Of course, it was the 4 spy, so they're going to have the opportunity for that free 3-0 start.
Opportunity, opportunity. We've seen opportunities come and go over on Anubis. Will Mirage be the same story, though, Travis? I don't know.
That is very true. I get the impression this might not be a map as long as the last, I will say. Naz will manage to deal with Showtime. Maybe a start for Bestia. They have decided to actually go for an M4 in this round. Thomason had a little bit more extra money. As you can see, he's bought down to 300 and just got nothing. Naz has bought the armor to go with that M4. It's worked out for an opening kill already. Possibly could even do more. Reeks needs to recover this one pretty sharpishly. Thomason will go down, and to try and retain the advantage, Bestia are going to fall away from that. Problem is that BNC has got such an advanced angle toward Murder Hole here. If Pirio's got his wits about him, he can team up with Reeks and maybe probably deal with this round now. BNC can actually choose to lurk all the way around, and that should make things a lot easier. USP will be removed. M4 and CT has moved forward, but BNC is still this snake in the grass right now. He should be the man to secure this one once and for all. They've spotted the second player as well. The USP is now seen. BNC could even play trigger discipline for both, but he finds the all-important kill, the one that was needed. No weapon, of course, on Noxy, and Bounty Hunters get a good little protocol there, and calmness and patience to deal with this round a little bit more comfortably.
There we go. It's starting to look like a little bit of a walk in the park here. We saw the same semblance of confidence over on the previous as well. I want to call back to all the patterns that we have seen that are repeating themselves here on the second, because I don't want to keep myself all too comfortable as a commentator either, because anything can happen on the drop of a dime. These moments, though, undeniably look like they are in the control of the offensive. With the sniper now into the hands of Noxy, same can't be said for Kaiser, but once again, he finds himself another pattern from Anubis at the top side of the board with only the AK-47 to speak with. The ability to pop through that topside mid-smoke with Showtime aware of the idea with Mayer and back turn towards underpass. It's a classic CT side setup. Naz up towards catwalk, hoping the top mid walk out, but now they've got to bow out and away when the smoke will fade. They don't have a whole lot of utility in their own arsenal to play for the late rounds with, so they need to get something, and they haven't found it. That's potentially something that could become their undoing with time to waste still with smokes to go.
Showtime. Oh, gets himself his one, but Mayan. Recovery is sharpish, but Pirio will keep it in their favour. Oh, what a shot. Wow. Thomason had barely jiggle peeked that, and Rix has already ripped his head off. And with Mayan low from his earlier kill, I don't see a world in which this one can be recovered. BNC's just missing the timing on Mayan being in window where he is, though, so he could get taken down here. It's now very awkward. Look how far he's pushed up, but neither of them can see each other. He's 1 pixel away on the swing as Mayan from seeing an arm and getting a free kill. You'd have to think this would favour Mayan, because if he goes forward, BNC will not be looking at that. But sadly for him now, he's last alive, and this is still a situation in window where they have no idea where each other are. Very funny, very amusing. There we go. Finally, BNC will find it. He'll probably think to himself, wow, he's been in there that whole time?
Popping to get in and catching them off guard on surprise. Time after time. First, that CT wraparound we saw where he just one-tapped the player at the backside of the triple. Unbeknownst to him, he had slipped the net. This time once again. This time, got themselves only these pistols once more. It's Bestia who are starting to feel a little bit boxed in by the decisions made by Bounty Hunters as swiftly as they have, as the spam from the Deagle is going to have to be one, a shot into the dark, hoping to connect onto something, luckily. Not the case. They get these picks one by one as they flood in with bodies behind them. Nobody really all too far away from the other, should one of them have fallen, which won't be the case, not yet. Eventually the MP9 will be able to do something about this one, but the rest in the red. This should be a done deal. Travis, love to see the quick decision-making from the T side all across the board. Not really a moment where they find themselves all too splintered, but this time actually jumping through the smoke and the timing is Mayer, and in the 5-7 connects onto a quick pick. Once again, the moving accuracy of the gun is going to prevail, and it's going to be he in a 1v1. An MP9, not the greatest weapon for the job, would have loved an AK, but Mayer a little frustrated, as that could have been the moment.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. That would have been one of the most unlikely rounds to win in the entire series, I think, and that's saying something after what we saw on Anubis, right? So, yeah. That would have been an incredible recovery. Even finding the MP9, happy to go to it. Tries to hit what could have been a double dink, but BNC will hit his dink. Make sure it goes the way of his side. 5-0. Clean sheet just about intact, and once again more Mirage prowess from Bounty Hunters. But as you rightly said, they had a great start on Anubis as well, couldn't convert. This one's got a different win rate for them. Unbeaten, of course. So let's see if they can keep it up a little bit longer on this T side. Full buy. Bestia coming in. Orp on Noxy in play.
Already a player gone. I actually didn't see where that 1v1 had unfolded, but I see Showtime's name in mid, so I see the X just the same at the walk up to the ramp. Not going to be successful for Mayer to be able to get himself activated into this one. He was the last player alive in the previous, and the first to fall in the 6th. Not a great look, but Luchov takes liberties to try and walk in through A main and get themselves any sort of information and map control to play off and with now, with one player inside of the palace. The rest troop towards apps. And now they're going to try and make something work with Piria on the late activation, I can only assume. And that could be exactly what they need. Piria, he might have the room to work with and the timing to play with to walk through Palace on their rotation back to the B site once they hear the utility raining forwards. If they even decide to go for it, it might be a save off of that one. But they get a pick, they get a kill. And that might make them actually second guess this one, but Piria is into it. Not one, but two.
Wow. Once again, more expertise from Piria. Had a great opening map. Whether it was rifle or that secondary AWP, he was hitting shots with it, even if it maybe didn't necessarily work out perfectly for his team overall in that particular strategy. But he's going to find a third as well. Luchov gets caught off guard. Piria up to 10-3 early on Mirage. Once again, farming. Loving life on that T side at the moment. And it's kind of crazy that he's done all his work on the site where the take didn't even come through.
Terrorists win.
These sorts of shots from bounty hunters are somewhat undeniable. It's going to be another round where they have decisions to make economically, BESTIA, to keep themselves afloat for the remainder of the half in the game, or rather, at least the map. As they do have themselves that little bit of hope following Anubis, where they had clawed themselves into good enough stance. But now, comfortability is not going to be nearly enough. Nuke on the horizon. The knife round is going to be the all-important piece to that one, really.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Whether or not they can do it is going to be up to debate.
Quick tactical pause. Bestia using it at the right time, you'd have to say. Pause will end, and Bestia choosing what to buy up in this all-important round, of course, because they can't get a full investment out. They just go for Deagles, MP9, even a scout out on Noxy, actually. Of course, they're on full loss bonus now and have been for a couple, so deciding what to invest before their guns come back out again. Right now, Bounty Hunters have not made a single mistake on this T side. 5-7 up close. Bounty Hunters look like they want to go for a proper execute actually toward A here. Maybe walking into what could somewhat be a vague stack. There are 3 here playing crossfires, and the bounty triple has been spotted out. Headshot angles are being played, and Noxy will get one with his scout in the end, even though it's only a body shot, not a headshot. Manages to get a couple of tags. In comes some aggression from that bench smoke, though, and thankfully BNC holding a really nice line to manage to deal with one. Not expecting the second. Thomasin takes that one, but Kaiser will take the kill nicely. And that half investment with the 5.7s and MP9s not coming off for Bestia. Bounty Hunters will keep their streak going.
Yeah, they try as they will. The guns have their potential. They have their moments. We've seen those 5-7s get a couple of crazy double kills. A couple of moving kills as well. We saw both Mayer and as well as who I can't quite remember from the catwalk previously running it out for a pair of frags, but never enough. As they get it down to the wire in a couple of these moments just the same. It's the sheer number of bodies able to refrag and re-swing in that moment right there, the both of them on top of that triple player like white on rice.
Like what, sorry? Something
Like
rice?
white on rice?
White on rice. That's not a saying I've actually heard before. That's an
Really?
interesting one.
Yeah. Like stink on a skunk?
Okay. I get
There's
that.
a couple, there are a couple ones like that.
Gotcha.
Point gets across.
It does. It's funny you should say that, because I literally, like, in the halftime break, I was scrolling my timeline and I saw a video of a baby skunk, and it was very cute.
Oh.
So it's very funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Little coincidences in life.
Yeah. There's so many animals in this world that I just wish were capable, or at least, like, more domesticated to where they're... You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, what's the classic saying? Like, if looks like friend, why not friend, or whatever that joke is or something. I don't remember. Anyway, aggression toward ramp, something for Bestia to try and recover. Finally, they get an opening kill as well, and the damage to Kaiser is significant. Something to work with. 35 seconds left in this round. You see now staring at the minimap, trying to see who he sees first, waiting to see if someone's lurked his way through, and they absolutely have. Nice find on Showtime. Finally, I think Bestia are going to find a way to break through here. Mayan finds Pyria, Noxy finds BNC, and Kaiser is stuck on that 5 HP. With 15 seconds, even though he's got the bomb, the only choice absolutely is to save. And just like Counter-Strike seems to always give us, it's 7-1.
We're not done yet. They ain't done there. You thought they were finished, but not quite. Just when Bestia look like they're down and out. Spring right back into action, and there's more to be done, so it's not a job finished there, I'll tell you that much. Certainly would be a fool to expect them to be outright flattened in this moment.
Okay, it was if not friend, why friend shaped? I completely botched that. It's a
Why
very
friend
quick thing.
shaped?
Yeah, if not friend,
Yeah.
why friend shaped?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
bears and like, you know, like tigers.
Like raccoons
and
are cute.
stuff. True, but you know, I wouldn't know because we don't get those in the UK.
I had them, not the good ones. I had those in my house for a while back in the day. Yeah.
What about possums? Are they super common?
No, I wouldn't say so. Not where I'm from. I haven't seen a one.
Okay, because I kind of associate like those sort of North American animals like skunk, possum, raccoon.
Yeah,
like
that's
those
more
sort of...
Central American, I think. Or
Okay,
Central America, rather.
It's like that group of three, right? That can be, well, not pests, but things that can
Yeah, they're kind of pests.
get themselves into certain areas like rubbish bins and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice clear from Noxy. BNC will go down. Back into a 4 versus 4. 50 seconds, and actually they're choosing to lurk out ramp here with Pyria. Default player in mind is not going to catch this just yet, but does check. And it's a really good check as well. Noxy will get found by Showtime, though. The two veterans going head-to-head. And Showtime finding that very tasty kill, and it's a really tasty one on Luchov as well. That's huge. And now, with Kaiser finding Thomason, this round has totally spiraled for Bestia. It might only be a flash in the pan. One on the board, should still be one.
Should. Again, we love the operating words, and this one is just that. Need them to be able to walk it across here. Against the low HP Mayern, who's not even going to be going for it, thankfully. We've seen him get a couple of low HP picks prior. That opened up these sorts of rounds, but not this time. Shut down. 8 rounds secured.
Mine has no choice but to save, so he's going to get hunted slightly. There's decent money on bounty hunters, of course, from this streak they've been doing really well on, but too far away way to find him. What do you say is actually the biggest animal you come into contact with in like in America, around your sort of area? Anything scary? Anything worrying that America has got for you?
I think I've seen a bear. It wasn't close to me. It was in the distance, but yeah, even still a bear. A bear's pretty bad.
Yeah, bears are bears. Yeah, they're pretty big. Whereabouts are you based again, without completely doxing yourself?
Oh, I can say it. I live in New Jersey and I go to school in Boston.
Nice, that's cool.
I'm pretty public as it is. My Twitter has all my information.
Yeah, true. I mean, we are public figures in a way, right? Niche micro-internet celebrities. Classic.
Hey, look at us. Oh.
Look at us. Donk! Bonk! But the nade doesn't do that much damage, sadly. More than I possibly expected, actually, even though it was that close. Showtime will deal with Noxie once again. That duel, once again, goes down, but Naz trying to find a way to battle back into this one. 2 versus 3. Needs to find this frag super quickly, but can't. Thankfully, Thomason is towards CT, so both CTs are here, very quick on the rotation and absolutely on the scene. They're going to try and risk the plant in the open. That's very, very bold. And the Palace player isn't holding CT, so Pyria has kind of sold his teammate short there. So it puts him in a 1v2. Thankfully, the bomb plant has gone down, but he needs to deliver now and probably recover the blushes of not saving his teammate. Big gap in the smoke. It's going to be easy against Thomason. It's now down to Naz. Big standoff, and Naz just about hits the headshot. It's super, super close, but he's got it, and BESTIA will somehow find their second.
Whew. Damn near close. Jiggle onto the first peak, nearly eliciting a shot, nearly getting him uncomfortable enough to be able to rain together the spray onto the next, but this is a really nice lurk up through the connector smoke, but as you mentioned, pretty deep into Palace right there as Pyria while his teammate attempts to plant onto the bomb, but even still, there was a moment to strike. Still the round count extended this far ahead. Bounty Hunters are going to be pretty comfortable in their own shoes for the last 2 rounds of it. They're going to be able to buy up into this one. A bomb plant will afford them another into the next if they can get through to it, but even still, 8-4 at the very worst is still quite possibly the very best they could have hoped for on a T-side of Mirage on the map pick. So here we go up through mid with one. Sent up, fragged and bagged as there's still one more left to go. It's Naz dealing damage onto the other side, not able to finish the job, but able to get away with his life. Not quite.
It's just, I mean, that round there, they've got players pushing top mid. They've got 2, sure. The plan is to try and win 1 duel and then have one of the 2 focus on the underpass position. But the fact that the first player goes down immediately leaves that second player completely isolated to BNC. And he'll eat those up every day of the week.
This one leaving Kaiser up to just save, really. No other options available to him. And can you blame him? A man's got to do what a man's got to do in this very moment, and that's attempt to hold on to the high expensive weapon, but he won't be allowed to do so. Escape is not an option when it's a question of bounty hunters. They'll hunt you down to the ends of the earth. Once they do, there's no escape. No longer this 7-round gap.
Yeah, and then they've done one better than the previous map, right? It was 8-4, previous map for Bounty Hunters. They couldn't close it out in that ridiculously long game. And now they've done one better, and it could even be 2 better, but it should just secure it, right?
Probably. Probably. One rifle in the way of an A1S and another in a FAMAS. No equipment outside of 2 smokes. 1 now, as there's no kits left to any of these defenders either, and that's going to be a real issue, especially considering that all 5 of the CT players are scattered across the map with nobody close enough to be able to make a play with one another. No trade frag really available to them. 50 seconds ticked off for the clock. And at the very least, they've got Showtime ticked down into the red to be able to frag later on, but it's going to be the 5-man executed towards the A site. Bodies accrued, but the same could be said for BESTIA.
Yeah, MP9's up close. 45 seconds. The play is about to come through. Thomason won't be touching any of that Molotov, so his position might still be unknown. And Luchov doing great work with the MP9. Oh, it's almost 2. Thomason does get his 1, so for overall for the team it is 2, but surely he doesn't get another. Wow, he does as well. Kaiser finally deals with him somehow. Bounty Hunters on Showtime with Kaiser have survived through that smoke spam. Kaiser? What was that? How did he just one-tap Mayan randomly from triple? That is ridiculous. This Palace flank is absolutely undetected, though. Showtime is looking toward ramp, not toward Palace. There's a quick kill. But Noxie's without a kit. Kaiser has recovered this round from the jaws of defeat. Tap on the bomb. Kaiser's not biting. Noxie knows he's there, and I'm very low HP, of course, but Kaiser's going to grab it just when he goes for another tap. And look at the reaction from Kaiser on the bottom right there. That was a whoop from him, and deservedly so. What an incredible second kill that was.
The round is his. Puts a stamp onto it. Oh, my lord, yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, the smooth moves of the crosshair there, and Kaiser knows what he's just done. 10-2, double digits. That's nuke, really. Surely, if not now, right? This is the lead they can't squander. 8-4 on Anubis, switching over to their CT side half. Okay, maybe, but 10-2, CT side nuke. Your map pick. Come on now. Let's be real.
Let's be real. This one should be done. Compared to Anubis, when we know that things can swap around quickly when you go onto that T side. One pistol at 8-4, one conversion, suddenly it's 8-7 in the blink of an eye. This one will still be a big gap. And it's a great start from BNC. Already he'll tap down Noxie. Wonder how much Bestia are focusing on that decider now as well. Bomb can go down, but Bounty Hunters have that advantage and they have that kit on Showtime.
They're all coming in through Murder Hole right now. One after another, they crawl in through, and one after another, they will fall as it's 3 kills. Split between Luchov and Mayer, and from the deep side of the site to the close side of the jungle, and only Kaiser now. This round is Bestia's in the snap of a finger. It's a 4K from Luchov, and a great time to do it.
Yeah, very well played from Luchov. It's really been mostly him across this game for Bestia, and the very little they've managed to progress and show. Looks like Bounty Hunters are going to choose the smart option. They've got a big lead. Get the M4s as quickly as possible. Don't throw away around for no reason. Exactly what they're going to do. Go for the full eco, other than the BNC Deagle.
Okay. Good start to sweep away this one really quickly and get themselves swift way back into it. Surely not going to be an easy feat even so, but little by little they can give them a run for their money. In the way of the CT side of economy not having found a singular frag yet, and Furia doesn't look like he's going to be getting much done either. Run down by the SMG eventually.
Yeah, it's a start. All 5 alive as well. Of course, that does mean they have to play their bonus round, though, with 2 MAC-10s. I'll be interested to see if one of them chooses the AK instead and drops the SMG, but it doesn't look like they are going to. So maybe a fast play is the order of the day with these SMGs.
Is that what was just thrown? Or is he holding something? What is he holding? I want to know what that utility, whatever that is, he's holding is. Oh, it's just a flash for mid, maybe, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. He's holding that top mid smoke as well. Showtime is bouncing up and down as the Kangaroo will do as the B defender. to keep checking the apartment, strafing back and forth. Spray could be on point. There's a lot of damage, and Luchov in the meantime not seen. He's taking a lot of damage, and eventually he'll go down against the MAC-10s. That I think their strategy for Bestia here was just not quick enough. Just not quick enough. Oh, we're moonwalking. I know what that means. I know what that means. Oh, are we back? We can see the kills. We can see the player cams.
Might be a GoTV issue. Typically, GoTV does a little bit of a crashy crash. Could be the case here. So we might need to take a little bit of a break before we get back into the game. So just give us a moment, and we will be rejoining you.
There it is. Yeah, to be fair, that happens a lot, right? That actually does happen a lot. I tried an ESEA Advanced playoff game the other day. I know, like, also you're, quite into doing those open IP games sometimes. And the CSTV crashed to me at least 6 times, and on one of the times it crashed exactly.
Can we keep on going? I guess. No, well, I'm gone. I'll listen to your opinion though.
Pop, I'll miss you. I'll miss you.
Goodbye, Pop.
Anyway, one thing I will want to mention, of course, is just that this is a third map decider. The grand final, of course, is on the line for both these two teams. Bounty Hunters have had an incredible run in this tournament as a massive underdog, beating MIBR, of course, and recently will soon be playing in ESL Challenger Yongshipping, of course, as well. So a team that is probably a lot higher ranked than them. They've gotten themselves through to the semi-finals. And they're going up against Bestia. And Bestia have a really good streak on this third map decider of Nuke. They've beaten Imperial on it lately, 13-4. That just adds to wins against Odic, Case, Fluxo, Corinthians, and Odic, right, for a second time. And none of them, they dropped more than 10 rounds. That might say a lot.
This is the start that Bounty Hunters are certainly looking for. After a resurgence over on Mirage, their strong suit, of course. We now can only assume they're going to look to hammer this one home following a T-side pistol round win. A good beginning, though, for the CTs on the answer back in their own with 3 kills in the first 20 seconds. Not sure how they sprang into life here. All of a sudden, only Kaiser and BNC, despite me saying this would have been a pretty explosive way to get themselves onto the win start. They need to find some kills, and they need to find them now.
Indeed. Oh, BNC. A recovery this would be for Bestia instantly. Sometimes it can work the other way, right, as well. Sometimes if you lose that force buy immediately on the second round, it can just spiral and the CT side can pull clear. Bounty Hunters really want to make that not a possibility, but Luchov, what a kill. Nice little tap and duck down the ramp once again. Kaiser, he was incredible on that second map, of course. And in that first map too, despite falling in the end. But he's in a 1 versus 4. 40 seconds left to go. He's got a chance to possibly run his way up the ladder. He'll do exactly that. But if he can drop down and get a bomb plant, it would be a minor miracle. MPN has now spotted him out. 30 seconds to try and get this one anywhere near the site. Bestia just need to make sure they confirm it here. Going to choose to drop down on top of Harton. Actually, that takes the kill. 12 seconds. Is this really doable? Down through the vent with 12 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5. He's got it.
Yeah.
Smoke down as well. Naz and Thomason, suddenly there's a problem, but thankfully for Bestia, Thomason is there on a bit faster of a pace. And that'll be a really important round to take for Bestia.
He wanted to swing out into that site very quickly, and when he does, he's met with a force. No time to wait for his teammate to get onto the scene. Springs into action, and good work, too. In that moment, it was his time to strike. 1v1. Effectively isolated his teammate. Would have been able to surely have picked it up should he have dropped. And we're back in an equal scenario now with a rifle into the hands of 2, 1 across either the left or right sides of the board for Bounty Hunters. We'll see what they can pull through. With a single kill maybe here and there, they can pick up a weapon they can utilize. A little bit of utility to be able to get them forwards outside as well with flashes and smokes, a pair of each. Going to be stalled out for the time being as Bestia have much more so. AK-47 picked up off the bodies of the players in the previous, and Bestia can now build up a little bit of an economy as they're not exactly the wealthiest even still following that round win. They didn't make it clean. Now they've got some stacking up to do.
Toward outside red. Luchov managed to get his first, but it's a very quick trade from Kaiser. Thomasin will now rotate round toward double door to make sure that they haven't advanced further towards Secret and toward the B side. It's actually going to be a bit of a ruse overall for Bounty Hunters. Backing off completely in toward a lobby play instead, and that's going to be curious because they've only got 2 flashes and 1 smoke. And look at this. Bestia have already taken it. But Properio is just so ready. Thankfully, Naz swings and takes 1 kill back in response. But that is an incredible frag to take if you're Properio. So much damage being done through that smoke as well. Blocking them out of the sight, you would think. Naz finds 1 more. But Mayan, while he may go down, Naz is standing tall. He's very low. Even getting peppered through the corner of the site there as well. But so much time is being wasted, and guess who's in the vent just in case? Showtime tries to drop down. It's Mr. Thomasin. He secured the previous round, and he's going to secure this one as well.
Thomasin has not been, I'll say, quiet. He's on map number 1, been the absolute stud that they needed him to be. A little bit quiet in the beginning stages, slowly shooting himself to the top side of the server at 37 and 28, plus 9, 96 ADR, 1.3 HLTV. I mean, that's the guy that you need now to be able to do that same level of lifting, because he was absent over on Mirage, the bottom fragger, the polar opposite of what we had come to expect from him in the series thus far. To that point, to this extent, though, we've seen him once again back into the action, looking to finish the job and close out onto the series to send them into the grand finals to follow and face up against Pain. Noxie's MP9's looking to make a little bit of that AWP cash and might just get that hat trick handed up to him in a silver platter, and maybe even the 4th with a little bit of ammo left. It'll be Mayer to do it instead. Takes it away.
What did I say about, of course, losing after you win the pistol? They're going to have to hit back now with the weaponry. Pretty sharpish. I know it's only 3-1, but I've seen it many times before where CT set on nuke can just continue to compound the scoreline. That's a nice catch for Noxie. Will go down on Silo. Thankfully, that's a recovering kill after Showtime got his entry on toward Luchov. So, even situation.
Out and about and onto the prowl. Has been Showtime on this outside position, and previously he's been able to find a decent level of success this time around. Same story, double kill, trade out for his teammate's life. It'll be Kaiser to be able to do them one better and take them into the open stance, but even so, all 3 from the Bounty Hunters in this direction. It'll be BESTIA looking for a little bit of info of their own. On the walk around to the outside now, Naz looking to clear it, and he might find Showtime on a timing. He's gotten himself closer to the top side of the... Evans instead, he betrays himself with the jump up. With Naz at the right place at the right time, 2v2 ensues, and the bomb soon to be pumped down.
Oh, that HE's going to be pretty nice. There we go. Tag down to 59. Information as well about the vent drop from Mayan. Now notice forward to help out, but Rack's supposed to do the same thing at the same time. Now it's down to Kaiser. 1 versus 2. You know exactly where he is. Tries to fight on his own. Oh, it's a whiffy one from Naz. Now it's down to Mine. He's got a kit. He can afford to play the mind games and try and play time. But Kaiser, what a gorgeous little jiggle peek tap. And Bounty Hunters get a really important round.
One bullet is all that he'll need. The T side, despite being down, 1 round the gap in the beginning stages of the first half is a good sign and a good look for me. Having lost out onto the knife round, seeing BESTIA not putting their best defenses ahead is going to be a good omen for them to be able to close out onto this one, potentially, as Kaiser finds a 3K in that round. Snags away another. And the sniper for Noxy is brought back out once more, doubled up on this outer area. It's the extremities that they need to be worried about, because that's where they've been the most susceptible to the picks. It's been showtime. Walking it out. Getting the space for the rest to work with. And this round is going to be no different in terms of the attempt with the Galil this time around, though. They're going to be much more passive on the inner, holding actually for the CTs to waltz through, looking for information or maybe even space or an opening pick. Not to be the case just yet. Instead, it's Luchov once again to test those steps.
Rex will manage to deal with Luchov. Naz looking to reaggress with Mayan, and guess who's waiting? And then he got that opening kill. Another free. Oh, he's a little bit overzealous looking for that M4, but he's got support from Kaiser, so it's not going to matter. Thomason and Noxy. Oh, he's here. They figured it out. Oh, imagine if that was a no-scope.
Surely not.
Around, but not this time.
It's another round they've lost a player on outside in some way or another, whether it be inside of the garage, mini, or at the bottom side of the secret steps, which has happened 2 times over now. Good job not having a great go at that duel. Neither are the rest of the side of BESTIA being bested by whether it be Showtime or Kaiser. And in this round, Reichs, who's able to double up, trade it out, but doesn't really come to matter when players are nearby enough to be able to space up and finish the job on the lower end of the site, and they finish it A anyway. So Thomason saving this M4A1S, I'm not sure what it'll mean, Travis, but 3-all.
Terrorists win.
These teams couldn't be separated on map 1. Went to 3 overtimes. Or was it 4? I can't even remember now. It feels like it's so long ago after that tech pause on Mirage. BESTIA have such a sick streak on this map. Looking to continue it. Get themselves through to another grand final. Be a pretty fun matchup against Pain if BESTIA were to make it. I just have a feeling that if Bounty Hunters are to make it through, then maybe they could be a bit pooped, I guess you could say, a bit tired after the day. Maybe it could apply to both teams, but I kind of just feel like it's maybe the team with slightly less experience could be the team that would have that slightly more tired feeling after what has been a wild series, but of course, long way to go on Nuke before we find a winner in this semi-final. Okay, the M4's getting some work done here. Oh, he's going to be pretty stuck. Needs to be careful. Thankfully, he's got support by Showtime. But USP is pretty dangerous. Jiggle tapping at these ranges, and there we go. Naz finds Kaiser completely out of the blue. And that M4 from Thomason, he may be only half HP, but it's still in play.
He gets a couple of shots. Actually, the USP, I think. Oh, no, it was the M4 of Thomason to get a couple of shots into Showtime there. Finished off by the USP, but now the clutch on for Piri. All of a sudden, the singular rifle has actually gotten them into a winning position. There's even an AK up now. He's not even able to get out of the way. Oh, my God, Thomason is laser focused. What a shot and what a round to be able to pull away with in really stunning of a fashion. I don't really see how that one actually went to the wayside. I'd like to see a couple of those replays because that's a weird way to win a 4th.
Mate, it's just USPs and 1 M4. That's pretty much it. They're going to get away with a round victory and 3 saved AKs. That's going to change the fortunes of BESTIA instantly. Look how it's bolstered their cash. Goodness me. That bolstering is going to be huge. Bounty Hunters can still buy, but look at the USP just catching Showtime. Trying to pull out utility when he's trying to hop away. Not going to work out. And getting caught by the opening USP with the M4 taking a kill just seemed to send them into a vague state of panic when maybe they didn't need to be. Take a deep breath, reposition, group up. They got caught out one by one pretty much.
Leads out and over. BNC with a Tech 9, that round loss. Coming back to bite them significantly. Money that BESTIA weren't expecting to have, really. Now pocketed. Able to be used on a rainy day whenever they may please. Right now, it's all sunshine and rainbows for them. Utility goes back and forth. They trade it in and out of this A site. No avail for BESTIA, but for the Bounty Hunters to just delay for long enough to be able to get down into the lower bomb site with very little detection, and only Naz to be able to go through until the rotation is back in and over and around, as Tomasin has made his way back in. He is going to be the next line of defense, and if they can even get past Naz, who's gotten a double in and out through the single door.
Beautiful from Naz. That's hard to do with the L1S from that position, of course. Spray transfer, spray control. Just about recovers the situation with the slower fire rate, of course, of the A1S. Kaiser forced to save in T-spawn, and he's going to be there for quite a while, sadly. Still 30 seconds left of the round. BESTIA are going to win this one with 5 players alive, and after the bolstering of their money after winning the half-buy in the previous, well, this is just going to improve things further. Luchov playing on T-roof. Could be opportunity if he goes wide enough to maybe even catch a bullet onto Kaiser. If they want to push in a little bit deeper. He actually does give that angle a little bit of a look. But Kaiser's too deep into the cubby to get taken down. That is certainly one of the save spots of all time. Is Luchov going to go searching for him into the spawn? He absolutely is. But he's going to have to let them pass. Oh, the time mix expired. And yes, he has taken down after time. $450 in the bank. Kaiser was committed to it from a very early stage, and maybe too early. It gave BESTIA a chance to hunt, and our Bounty Hunters have no money. And even less money than no money on Kaiser.
Really well done. Good lineup. Good. Onto the spray was Naz in a moment where he needed to hold strong. Tomasin was ready to take up the mantle should he have needed to, but he wasn't even required. Whoa. I think the nade was meant to blow open that door. I'm not quite sure. CTs looked like they wanted to double fight it. Eventually, they'll toss in one of their own late. Noxie's going to hold for the line, but there's 4 players on either side of this smoke. Jump out at Tomasin in a moment's notice as Naz has gotten the spray transfer into the last. It'll be he who finds 3 and drops the bomb over at the ramp now. And BNC, he catches one with his back turned towards Mini and another towards Squeaky. Maybe a knife, not quite. Instead, just a couple shots to the side of the head and an AK to use with no HP taken off of him either, but no armor. It's going to have to be instant headshots, and as he turns his attention back to the squeaky door, it's Tomasin who finds the kill, and a 4K with damage dealt from the back from Naz, and a great round overall from the young gun.
Up to 11 and 4, alongside Tomasin on 11 and 2. 22 kills between those two with only 9 rounds played.
All right.
That's some form.
This one has another downwards crawl from only one, though. Showtime back to his old ways and back to his old winnings as he catches a quick headshot on the outer. It's the shadow advantage for Tomasin to be able to find the rest over at the ramp, and another triple kill from him. No, actually. Taken away, it's only the singular as Noxie fires off on the AWP for the first and the third. Tomasin in between to be able to dish out the damage, but 2v2 nevertheless, and Naz might have the drop on Showtime onto the cross back to the site to be able to support the bomb planter. No, not quite. Now at least Naz knows where the both of them reside. The bomb not fully planted, and Showtime already having been called. It should be a Naz round if he can hold it down, but Showtime onto the jiggle with 4. The in-game leader strikes back.
The big sit back in the chair there from Naz. He knew he had a great opportunity to win that round. Noxie was forced forward by that Molotov in heaven, and he was so very low, and he was always going to run into his death there. Does so well in that round, Noxie, to help out toward ramp, as you said. But there's that kill from Showtime, and then as soon as the mini player comes through, didn't know already he was crossed that angle. Showtime was in the process of jiggling it, like you said, and didn't catch the intel until the last second. Just had to recover for the headshot, and he finds a way to do so. 10th kill for Showtime. It keeps bounty hunters in this map, I think it's fair to say. That would have been 7-3. Now it's 6-4, and possibly even a chance to even up this half.
So you're saying there's a chance. Always a chance, my friend. See if they can make good off of it. Slide into the A site with 2 kills found. Op not quite able to get his line of sight. Some of the players that he wanted to. Nearly a back of Pyria exposed enough for him to be able to take the shot. He's already found his 2 in the round. He's done his due diligence, and he's basically gotten them this one brought back to a 5th. Better late than never, as any T-side round is a good one, especially on Nuke. 5 is still a pretty catastrophic result for Bestia, it must be said, despite the couple of rounds that they had put together so convincingly. Travis, bounty hunters are still going to flip over this half with some confidence about them, surely.
Looks like it. Looks like we're staying locked together. Tomasin trying to save the M4. Actually would be relatively important save, because he's got 3,200 in his bank. He can drop a gun to a teammate for this final round of the half. Considering that Naz and Luchov are going to be on 2.3k per player, as you can see, that's going to be quite important. How are they going to organise a buy here? The AWP can be possibly bought up and dropped, and it will be. Mine will give that over to Noxie. Mine, of course, can buy an M4 for himself. He will do exactly that. It looks like, actually, Luchov and Naz are going to make do with the UMP and MP9. Rather than prioritise an extra rifle, we're prioritising the AWP for Noxie. Fair enough, he had enough money to do it, why not?
Good friend.
Indeed.
That op would be prioritized for me if it were me in the server. I'm calling for it. Buy me off. Drop AVP. Already dropping bodies, though, and Noxie's AVP hits the floor, and Naz is the one to retrieve it with 30 HP, trying to put it to good use with the little that he has to work with. It's Pyria who's taking a timing in the A site. Not going to make any good off of it, though, spotting nobody in mini. It's the adjustment back to Mayer, and that won't quite be onto the mark. It'll be Tomasin who needs to be with support from the sniper now. Mollied out. Burnt to a crisp, not to the frag, but Tomasin will fall. Down into B.
Oh, this is awkward. UMP up close. Surely the help will come through. Yes, I'm checking the minimap, seeing Showtime close by. And he gets one, though, and mine actually gets both from that. And now, back into a 2v2. Even though health is very low on the other side, bomb at least is planted for bounty hunters. Of course, there's a kit available on Naz, but unfortunately, he's the only one who has it right now, and he's low, obviously. He has a smoke as well, but one bullet will be enough to take him down. But with the AWP, you don't need to be high HP, and now we're into an AWP versus AWP 1 versus 1, and Naz is going to find it. He lures Kaiser into the open, the Argentinian versus the Argentinian between these two teams, and Naz shows up again with a big play for his team. What a clutch.
That is, The health of a player you aren't expecting to have to deal with. Being able to pull it away so cleanly. Sniper picked up and put to good use from Noxie to at least keep them away from the tie score at the flip of the game, but to the gap, and still I think BESTIA are in for some trouble. It's the T-side pistol. It'll at least give them maybe a buffer if they can win out, but the buffer they've set for them is not going to be nearly enough if they can't, because Bounty Hunters, getting their economy to a quick start, to a quick roll, that's going to be the quick end to the match, the series, and to set them on to Grand Finals, in my honest opinion. So this is where it all begins. This is the beginning of a new map, of a new nuke, Travis.
Yes, sir. One half of Counter-Strike to decide our
To rule them all.
finalists. Exactly. To decide our second finalist, of course. We go up against Payne later on tonight. Payne, I'm sure, will be watching this one with beady eyes right now, figuring out what veto to possibly go for, figuring out how to maybe even anti-strat either one of these two teams. Already to the CT half, the Bounty Hunters, it's a fantastic start. Right now, BESTIA are running into dual lead. BNC mid-air will actually take that frag on mine. It's a good answer back from Noxie and Thomasin, though. Quick trades will afford them a plant. And extra money to work with, too. Oh, and a goosh from Thomasin. Piri will be taken down. It's all switching around. Thankfully, the quick flank from Kaiser will get one more, and he goes in toward Thomasin as well. He clears out both. And it's another tight round for Bounty Hunters that they're able to find a way to win. And look at the laughs and smiles on the player cams. That's a good sign for the mental state of these two teams, and especially for Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, I mean, it got close, so very close to the point where you think they might have just done it. At least getting themselves into a fighting stance. Backs up against the wall, though they never bow down. And this is just, another moment for the runaway potential. We know what they're capable of, and we've been seeing it all game long. And this would just be the time to finish the job that they had started oh so long ago. Looking back to map number 1, where they looked to make this one even a 2-0 in another world. Another reality, not the one that we live in, but even still. What was a long-fought affair that just fell short. Will we see that happen again? I am not in the camp to believe so. But I've been proven wrong time and time again before, so I don't know.
We've all been proven wrong. If you're not wrong, then you're just arrogant about your own opinion.
True.
Right?
Well, no, I am. That's not.
I'm sure
We
we
don't
all
have to be
were.
mutually exclusive.
We all have been, I'm sure. Important pistol for Bounty Hunters to win. They just need to make sure they get past this force buy now. Of course, there are different ways to go about this force buy with that $600 bonus rather than the $800 now. And you get the plant and lose. It's either an eco, either a small pistol buy, or perhaps dropping AKs, and that's what Noxie's done. He'll take a deagle and go for utility, forego the armor. A couple of AKs have been afforded. Mine and Luchov have got them. They have a chance to deliver with them. 50 seconds left in the round. They've got enough utility as well to go for some form of play. It's on Luchov and Noxie. Usually these buys can be a little bit pushed for utility in these sort of situations. Thankfully, Rex is in a really good position, and Naz will go down as well. That's one of the AKs gone. That's both the AKs gone, and that should be comfortable now for the Bounty Hunters. They give BESTIA no space at all, and they're going to win it with all 5 players alive. They're set up well now.
The finishing blow, you can feel it starting to build until BESTIA managed to set something ahead to potentially, quote-unquote, reset the side of the Bounty Hunters. It'll take 2 in a row, and it sure as hell isn't going to be here into this one. They're not going to have enough. By the time that they have enough to be able to say something about this one, it'll already have been a lead gained by the newly led CT side off at hand from Kaiser thanks to the money they had built up, and it's pretty early for it. And I don't know if they're going to be ready for that here, but once they do know that it is going to be put into play, it's going to be their next gun round put into a shell. A little bit of a predicament in terms of being able to figure out how to play around it with the utility being somewhat limited on top of the weaponry already being stunted, and now it's been heard towards the heaven side firing off. They need to circumnavigate it if they want a chance at a kill or two. My hopes are low, but I'm sure so too are theirs at this point.
Indeed. Deep smoke, got a good timing as well. Looks like Bestia, maybe they were thinking about going for some jiggle taps with the deagle. But looks like just going to be grouping up with 40 seconds to go for a bit of a contact play. We've got 2 ramp to possibly still have a bit of a fake, and the bomb could perhaps dive down the vents. Looks like that could be the plan. He kind of could get caught with the AWP here. Thankfully, not going to happen. There's a rifler in support to help him out. All good in the hood. And that's 2 rounds in a row for Bounty Hunters. They've won with all 5 up. Gives him an 8-7 lead going into Bestia's gun round.
Do like a good lead. But here is the challenge that I was describing a moment ago. Look at their utility right now. They've got 5 smokes, right? They can utilize those on the outside to be able to at least give the AWP some second guessing, but when it comes to trying to get into a bomb site, they're going to need to be a little bit conservative about the remaining. As you can see that they've already expended 3 of the 5. 2 left over. With only a matter of time before the Bounty Hunters start to make their move, and once they do, they walk inside of the squeaky door, actually. AWP posted on Tomasin. If he walks around this corner, he's gonna be done for. And no, it's a Kaiser missed shot and a jiggle in a moment where Tomasin's got an absolute cerebral way about moving into this scenario with he and Nas still towards the top of the scoreboard. You can see why with jumps like that.
Seconds. That's enough time to push their way through hard. Accidentally will be coming in the midst of it as well. Flashes to help out. Oh, Luchov has accidentally caught mine with his Molotov, but it might not even matter. All the kills are coming through anyway. The only frag that they've gone against them until now was that team kill. B and C have gotten 1 in return, but I don't think they're going to look for any more. Saving the AWP and the AK seems to be the order of the day. Bestia have found a way through just about.
Yeah, it's one snuck from under the noses at the very least. Now they can kind of chill out for a little bit, knowing they brought themselves that one back and that their money is about an equal footing with the bomb plant round win to where the CTs were otherwise. So, you know, there's one silver lining to this. It is that much that they are on equal playing field for the most part in the following, and that's where they can start to actually deal their biggest and baddest blows. See what the side of Bounty Hunters do have up their sleeve for the following, though, with the guns out once again. Tactical timeout, Bestia making sure they can keep the ball rolling in that same mannerism. With an AK for Tomasin, I can only assume still being afforded over, as both he and Luchov are going to be able to drop it. Luchov with full utility armor and the AK already, so it'd be nice for him to drop that one over. He's to be a good teammate in this moment, as they're all fully equipped. He's got $0, and he's going to be okay with that fact if the Star Fragger alongside Naz has his superstar AK-47 to boot. 8-8, this one going deeper and closer than I would have anticipated for a while. But even still, the Bounty Hunters, having gotten themselves such a swimming T-side start, should still have a little bit of gas left into the tank to be able to hit some defensive rounds from here on out. So we'll see when they will find themselves at the resurgence, because right now they're just eating nades on the outside to where they had been successful on their T campaign. Now Bestia are looking to deal them inner some issues, which they already have, as Pyria has fallen.
BNC, 2 for 2. Helps out for that 1 kill. I don't think 2 for 2 is enough there. You see both teams sort of staring at the radar when they're inside smokes. It'll be very awkward to get your vision back at the right time. Orp will be picked up, dropped down. BNC advances forward. Good catch, but he doesn't expect a player behind Silo. And Thomasin, he needs to deliver, and he absolutely will. Bestia gets both, and Thomasin gets 3 in total. He's up to 18-8, is Thomasin. Very, very nice performance from him on this third map decider. And it's still just as close as ever, but Bestia will just about creep into the lead once again.
Not much of a shot from the AK on the other side of the smoke. Opens up just enough of a gap for BNC to be seen. But actually seen is Luchov blinded onto the cross, not going to be killed, but even still. Looked like for a moment he might have been in for some trouble. Rest of the sprays go wild, but Pyria is still dealing damage unknowingly. He's got some teammates scattered across the map now, even one down into the lower end. With Reich's going to be tested. They're going to be running very audible in their approach, and only being able to find the one to lower HP, a stray bullet to catch it. It's going to be Showtime's MP9 the next to strike. Pyria quiet even still, leaving Showtime just baited a little bit there out and hung to dry. It's not decided whether it's towards A or towards B. They want to finish it off, but they're split between them.
Oh, what a standoff. 2v2. Creeping around the map still, and Kaiser's got a lot of intel, of course. He's been all the way through lobby. In a decent position. He's going to be holding to see if they possibly will fly up the vents, and there's a very good chance that actually might happen. 30 seconds for Bestia to make a decision. They will choose single door down toward B, though. They've got to deal with Pyria if they go that way. They're going to open it, and then they might choose the other option. Oh, what are they deciding? They're going back and forth right now. They can't make up their minds. 15 seconds. They're going to have to at some point. And finally, they choose this site, but look at Pyria. He's playing it to absolute perfection. Trigger discipline. I have no idea what Bestia were kind of thinking there, going up and down, back and forth. Clearly, a lot of thoughts, a lot of comments between the teammates of what best to choose, and in the end, it seemed like they confused themselves.
It's going to be a weird one. Another quote-unquote buy, if you want to call it that, for Bestia with a MAC-10 and 2 Galils. Trying to send this one ahead into the lower bomb site as quickly as they can, and Showtime just attempting not to expose himself onto the spray onto the first. The jump up for the reload exposes himself to Tomasin's wide swing, but the rest not going to be able to arrive in time. Pyria isolated. Kaiser the same, both of them from the backside of the secret steps. The shadow advantage does offer up a singular kill. It's going to be a smoke down onto the ground to be able to get away. It's going to be money that they need more than anything else, as I think Showtime will be able to buy himself something measly, and they can drop over some MP9s perhaps for the other two fallen, but even still the lead regained once more. Bestia showing that they have this T side with a little bit more tenacity than perhaps BH were ready for. This is not a great look for them. Such a commanding start with convincing cash put into their pockets to be able to make these rounds happen with buys back and forth, giving them opportunities to do so, but letting it slip with bodies just rushing them down at wherever they go from Bestia.
Yeah.
And that's seemingly enough for them.
And Thomason's really taking so much assertiveness right now, right? Like, it's really cool to see that from him. Another sort of drop-down kill there, which may not be something that you would go for necessarily, but feeling confident with 20 kills on the board and only 9 deaths. He and Naz are having a great map. Naz, of course, had those really impactful rounds on CT side as well. That important AWP clutch in the final round of the half won't be forgotten. Now, Bounty Hunters, these rounds have gone back and forth so much. Their money's in a weird spot. The buy is possible, and they'll go with it with that saved AK. Kaiser with the AWP 2, of course. But around that, 3 MP9s. Not a bad map for it, Nuke. Up close and personal toward Hut and top of Hut. Close ramp, maybe close angles on the sights as well. Very doable, but Bestia, is this a step they can finally take toward this finish line? They haven't been able to string a couple of rounds together in a while. If they do it now, it would be the perfect time. Toward heaven. It's going to force Kaiser back down again. 4v4. Bomb down on toward A. Briggs is here. Whoa, it's awkward, but Luchov can't deal with him. Strafing back and forth. Noxie needs to step up. He gets one. It's so close to 2, but he can't complete it. Thankfully, Thomason is always going to be there, and he seems to have been everywhere on this map. Noxie and Naz get a couple as well. Oof. And there we go, Tony. Finally is at the breakthrough. Look at the money of Bounty Hunters at 11-9 down. That's painful.
Maybe it's enough. You'd hope that the T side now, having looked as good as they have against buys, this should be the finishing blow to be delivered. Who's to say? Never really an easy answer to these questions. Never know what's around the bend. These moments of desperation. You call upon a couple of crazy pistol kills to be able to pull them from it. Now, I'm not all too sure, but there's always a world. And there's a will, there's a way. It's been said before, they need to show that now, but only that singular kill, nothing else to come from it, but a couple of dinks here and there, maybe kills to be finished off and money to be made from it, but Piri's AK pickup, that's going to be something. He's got body armor to play with as well, so hold on. I don't want to doubt them out of this one. Both are in the red. Both are low. Kaiser's got one back turn. That's an easy frag, and that's an easy gun if he turns around in the right moment.
Time.
They find the other.
Time is the big problem. They might be getting the kills, but time is a big problem, and that should be that. It's a 10-second defuse, and yeah. Unfortunately, Kaiser's got off of it. Well. Incredible they've managed to find all the kills there. I can't believe they've managed it, but Bestia will take the round either way, and that's all that really matters at this late stage of the game. Mayan with that one kill confirms it. If he goes down there, the defuse can be held, and they actually do win the round. Incredible that Kaiser bypasses him in the smoke there, like you said. What a round, but Bestia find a way again.
Burnt out, perhaps, by this point. Just a wee bit. Right now, it looks like Bounty Hunters are just out of it from what we had seen previous. It was a valiant effort, a good run, and a great chance. It would have been quite the run in this event. So many upsets. So many games to bring them to the point of no return, to where they had to push forward, to where they needed to give everything they had and put it on the line. But Bestia have just done a little bit more here. At least on the T side of Nuke. In the final map, they find themselves a man down. Looking to claw it back. Mayern might have the drop on the player at the lower side of Hell, who's yet to make his way back up through the ladder or towards the ramp. Eventually will. Makes better ideas of it as Reich's cleared out the ramp itself. Nobody inside the deeper ends of lobby, and now it's got to be Bestia to make their next step, their next stage and phase in this round with 50 on the clock.
Well, they are going to have Heaven control in a moment, and look at the HP. Imperia's not even considering it just yet. This could be the game right here, right now. Showtime is giving it a look, but he's a low HP player, like I said. Imperia's got a lot of work to do. It's only one. Noxie gets an instant trade, and the bomb can go down in a 2 versus 2. Noxie and Mayan versus Reeks and Kaiser. Bounty Hunters have had a brilliant run throughout this CCT, the first South America CCT, but it could be about to come to an end. They beat MIBR, they made it through to the semi-finals, but unfortunately that is where it stops. Mayan finishes it off for Bestia, and the expected result does come through, just in very, very roundabout fashion. A brilliant series, and Bestia will play up again.